All right, we should be live now. Let me see here. Okay, we're live.
I can
And
see
I
you.
just muted. Can you see me?
Can you see me? Let's hear this shit around.
Oh man. All right. So for anybody here yet, uh for the for the two consecutive viewers. Yeah.
It's
Uh
probably us.
yeah. So we're going to be doing a as we said, a Scream stream about the different Scream characters, the Scream ghost faces, and the Scream films. That's what we're going to be tiering. And I've also got another fun little thing. I've got a wheel of names, just some names from the TCAP community. Some of the lovely people that I, know in this community, and they're going to fill out our own Scream cast. We're going to spin the wheel.
This
Uh,
would be so fun.
you know, we got Jorn and Kennedy guest starring, of course. Can't have a movie without Jorn and Kennedy, right?
I hope you guys did your vocal exercises.
I hope they make it. I hope they make it into the movie.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do? There's nobody here yet. I'm going to just throw me in there to the Discord, just to let people
Yeah.
know I'm streaming. I'm going to cheat and put it in the Lauren streams and videos. But, yeah. But all right. So I figure just real quick, you could go over kind of the tiers. I've just, like I said, I kept it simple.
hmm
3 tier, love, like, dislike. Same for these guys over here.
Yeah,
Obviously, we could discuss. This is a no rush type of thing.
for sure. Oh,
Just a very
yes.
candid discussion. Whenever you got to go, you got to go. That's fine.
Gotcha.
Just remember, my opinion takes precedence.
Yes,
You
always.
have to bow down.
I gotcha.
No, but actually, what I did want to do for each of the categories for both our categories here, I will allow a sort of saving grace. Let's just say you have a favorite character, and I hate this character, and you don't want to see them in the lowest tier. I will allow you to do that, to cast a protection spell, if you will, just once.
Really?
You're allowed to save one person, and you can put it in the highest tier. And the same with one movie. So
Okay.
we can both do that, but you only get it once for each category. Hey, Asbury Brad.
I
Uh,
like it.
yeah, I just figured this way to be fair. It sucks seeing a character maybe that you love that somebody else hates. Get screwed over for it. So, but who knows? We might end up loving the same characters and hating the same
I
characters.
hope not. I hope we're like the complete opposites.
Oh, this will be wonderful. We're gonna see, but I figure what we'll do is we'll start with the movie, uh, with Scream One, of course. Got to start at the beginning before you go on to the sequels. And face it, baby, these days you gotta have a sequel, baby. Yeah.
Nice.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
It was fun.
Alrighty, you can tell there's maybe one character we both love.
Yeah. I know there's definitely two that we both agree. At least two.
Yeah. I mean, I have at least two favorites, and but we'll be getting to that in good time. So I figure we got our Scream One here. I figure it would be a good deal to start off. Maybe you could tell me if you remember uh, your opinion on Scream One, how you got into it. Maybe when you first saw it. Anything you feel like sharing, go ahead, and then I'll do the same.
Yeah, with Scream, well, the horror genre. I really wasn't that into it. I think because my mom, she like so badly didn't want me to watch horror films. So she tried to like scare me, like, oh, don't watch the, like, same thing with like roller coasters, like, no, don't go on, something, it's scary, it's scary. So I would like avoid it. But eventually I saw this it wasn't like a documentary, actually. It was like a countdown 100 most scary movie moments. It was on Bravo in like the early 2000s, and I thought it was so interesting because they were going through the horror genres from, the beginning to, current at the time. And I just thought that they were so, I don't know, just so interesting and captivating. Because I would get dragged with, my friends would drag me to see like horror movies. But the thing is, I have into like the depths of my brain, and I cannot remember the first time I watched the first Scream.
Oh,
It's
I mean, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
crazy. No, it's just crazy. 'Cause I'm thinking of the time. What was it, 96? So
Yeah, 96.
I was in like fifth or sixth grade. I don't think I saw it in theaters, the first one. I probably didn't see it in theaters until like the second.
Okay.
So, but I
That
can't
was
remember.
2000. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I just can't remember watching the first Scream. It's terrible.
No. I mean, so I think sometimes things just blend in with your experience. I do think it's cool. Like, you know, uh, you kind of have. Obviously, parents are different. My parents, I remember they just mentioned like, there were horror movies like Friday the 13th and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah,
Hmm.
watch it if you're like interested. Maybe you'll be interested in that. Now they brought it up, and I thought that meant they loved horror movies, and then I started watching a few slashers. Not I'm not a connoisseur by any means, but I'd watch a few slashers, and I thought they loved it, and they're like, oh no, we don't actually like those movies. I'm like, oh, okay, good.
Oh, great. Well, thanks.
But I remember one of my aunts mentioning that she loved Scream. It terrified her, but she loved it. And she's like, it made me scared of answering the phone. And I'm like, well, I've got to watch this. And, um, you know, I, you watch it, and I guess at first it kind of bleeds in with like any other slasher film, but I have to
Hmm.
say I would rewatch it, and I found myself upon just any rewatch being like, I really dig this movie. This is like, for me. I mean, it might be what could be considered maybe a boring favorite slasher film, like a boring pick for a favorite slasher movie, right? But
Hmm.
it really is. It's my favorite slasher movie. I mean, which actually I guess makes my tier ranking obvious, but it really just it has everything I need. It gives enough laughs. It gives enough, uh, not just laughs, because a lot of people think it's a funny movie, and it is, but it's actually really depressing too.
It's it's really it's a Debbie Downer for sure.
Yeah,
Like poor Sydney. Jesus Christ.
yeah. The Marco Beltrami score really
Hmm.
undertones the sort of going through the depression of losing your mother in the most horrific manner. Um,
Oh yeah, with the score to it, and like the misdirect that the score will give you, like, because we're used to following us the score, like to kind of guide us to what's gonna happen, but this like totally like messes with us. It's like, oh, what's behind this? Nothing.
yeah, I love, especially in like the first act. There's, I mean, obviously you have the opening kill scene, which I definitely want to touch upon,
Oh
because
yeah.
you can't talk about Scream without talking about the first 10-20 minutes. But the first act, it deals a lot before you get to more of the murder mystery stuff. It deals a lot with Sydney's depression, and her how alone she
Hmm.
feels. And the score just accentuates that beautifully. And but that kill, even the opening kill scene, it's horrific, because uh, you know, number one, Casey Becker, she just kind of feels like a real teenage girl. She's having her boyfriend over. She's going to watch a scary movie, and then you have these two dickheads who just fucking brutalize her.
She just wants to have a nice, quiet night with her boyfriend. She's, yeah, like totally just out of nowhere. And it's just the great thing about like Wes Craven. He's really good with, especially with like each film, how it progresses. Like he progresses with the times, and he understands like what the what the like the culture is like at the time. So people like it's like they're like he made the movies for this generation.
Yeah, and I mean, I was only 1 year old when this movie came out, so
Mm-hmm.
I didn't exist. I didn't really understand, but looking back, it definitely has that sort of flair. It felt different from when I was growing up, but what this movie does have for its characters is personality. There's just so much personality for every single one of the main characters. There's really, in my opinion, there's no bad character in this movie. As far as like the main characters, they're just all entertaining
Mm-hmm.
and in one way or another. Um, and I think a lot of slasher movies, they fall into that category where you have maybe some characters that you like, but then you're like, all right, I'm ready for the killer to slice and dice. But the Scream,
Slice and dice.
slice and dice, yeah. Uh, did you really put her liver in the mailbox?
And
Which I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. I was just and it's a parody too, because it breaks down pretty much the formula of a slasher film, and it's totally true. And it's almost like he's ripping on his own films too. Yeah.
There's a formula to it, a
Yeah.
very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
Yes, and it's Randy's right. Randy was right the whole time. The whole time.
The dad's a red herring. It's Billy. I love that.
A Doubtfire scream. Okay,
Yeah,
Eel.
I'm sorry, Il. I've never seen Mrs. Doubtfire, but I bet it's like Showgirls. Absolutely frightening. I'm just kidding. I haven't
It's
seen
a
that.
scream, baby. This stuff. Wait, you really haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, I haven't. A lot of movies I
Ew.
haven't seen. I know. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. All
You work.
right.
All right. All right.
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive. Which actually one of my. It's funny too because I can see obviously the first time I watched the movie, just watching it through, I didn't really know, who the killers were, but on a rewatch, I'm just like, wow, they really tell you who the killers are in the fountain scene, which remains one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
It really is. It's one of like the top scenes
Yeah,
for sure, and it's like right in front of our faces.
right. Just that you
You're
get that
fucking with us.
one bit. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
kill anybody. Nobody said you did. He just gives them that
Mm-hmm.
look, like shut the fuck up. And I just like I watch it every subsequent time, and I'm just like, how the fuck did I not caught this?
We don't want to believe.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I think with Stu too, that he's very likable. He's a very likable
He's the,
character.
he's the lovable douche in the group.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
like he's a total asshole, but he's
total dickhead.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no, he
so
is
people
hilarious.
tolerate him.
I mean, I love the guy. I don't tolerate him. I love him.
Right,
He's
right. As an audience, we love him.
yeah, no, yeah, and he also has, in my opinion, one of. I mean, we'll get into some of that when we get to the ghost faces, but you also have like I was saying to the character, my favorite character, Gail Weathers, and she just. I love how this movie does balance its characters. I feel like the sequels, as they went on, it really became a lot more about the triangle, Sydney, Gail, and Dewey. But
Mm-hmm.
in this movie, it's really not as apparent. It's a lot more balanced. I would say overall, it's Sydney and Billy's movie.
Yeah.
They get a lot of the focus, and for good reason. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the most interesting relationships in the series is Sydney and Billy. It's
Yeah,
just,
and it's so real too because you'll talk about peer pressure. That's something that was so. I mean, I don't know how it is now. Hopefully it's better, but for especially for like for women, having being pressured into, having being physical for the first time and the pressure.
no,
It's so
absolutely. I'm
real.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, you're good. No, I'm saying like that part's like it's real, but then I don't know. Just thinking back, like God damn it, like it's like, oh, my mom died. Yeah, a year ago. Get over it. What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. Which is it's especially funny, right? Because when you consider his reason,
Yeah.
his motive,
Mhm.
uh, uh, I really do like having watched all of them. I really do. That remains uh, one of the most compelling relationships in any of the movies. It's just that Billy and it's Sydney. It's just such a
Absolutely.
it has weight, even in the sequels. Especially when you get to Scream 3 and you get little flashback.
Mhm.
Like Billy really did a number on her.
Jesus.
He stuck around, and I have a lot of love for Billy as a character. He's wonderful. He's he's got the mind games. I mean, again, well, I'm sorry, I'm going into the killer category. We're not there yet, but I did want to touch on. I figure what we could do is we could talk about our MVP of the movie, our non-killer MVP of the
Non-killer.
movie before
Okay.
our non-killer MVP. And for me, I mean, it's Gail Weathers. She's so quotable. Kenny, I know you're about 50 pounds overweight, but when I say hurry, please interpret that as move your fat tub of lard ass now.
And it's always going to make me think of a scary movie too. Who that SNL actress Sherry O'Terry
I don't know. I'm
who
sorry.
played a Gale Weatherstorm or something like that.
I
You're
did
on
see
my
that.
foot, fat fuck.
I did see that movie a
Yeah,
long time ago. Scary
yeah.
movie. The
That I
first
think
one.
that one is the original is the best because it mostly does the Scream
Yeah,
franchise. It'll kind of go into like I know what you did last summer and other things of that genre, but it's more focused on like the Scream formula.
and Doofy.
Oh, and my ass. Where does this come from? My ass. Joke's on you, guy.
Which I have to say, speaking of like of Dewey, having watched it, my most recent watch through of all these films, I don't know what it is. I think the stars aligned. Dewey is one of my favorite characters now. I really have a greater appreciation for him. I never hated the guy. I always loved him, but this most recent viewing, I don't know what it is. I fell in love with him, and uh, I just love seeing him transform throughout the movies. But in the first one, he's like, "What did Mom tell you? When I wear this badge, you treat me like a man of the law."
Yeah.
He's my superior. The janitor's your superior.
And I love that because I have an older brother, so like that kind of like banter is, I know that type of banter. When you're like the older sibling, is trying to look grown up, and like the
Yeah.
younger, I'm just like you're still you. You're a fucking dope. Like
I'm an older brother myself.
you are.
I have a younger brother. It's like it's a 2 year difference, so it's not a big deal. That
Yeah, we're
you
about
know,
2 years the same. Yeah.
yeah. So thankfully, he wasn't really a shithead.
Yeah.
He's a good brother. But that too, I do love that relationship. You don't get to see it explored much, but you get little
No.
hints.
Yeah.
You know, even I like the little. What I do love is you really see how, uh, and it leads to one of the best relationships. One of the best relationships, Sydney and Dewey, and how she really becomes. She's just
The
his
sister.
yeah, she's his sister.
Yeah.
As the movies go on, you see that's his reason for being in Scream 2, because he just wants to keep an eye on things, and I just think that's so beautiful. He's so worried about her, and he's like just wants to keep an
I
eye.
feel like do you think he's trying to make up for the fact that he couldn't save his sister, so he sees Tatum and Sydney, so he's like, I'm not gonna, not be there this time.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that's definitely a huge part of it. I think the other part too is they both, obviously they're both survivors of this. So if
They trauma
anybody's gonna,
bonded.
yeah, I mean, if anybody's gonna understand it's these two, and Gail, and but that's the thing. Gail, she does her own thing, because Gail,
She's a working girl.
yeah, before like that became like something, she was an independent woman who didn't need no man. But
Yeah.
you know which I don't know, I hate that trope. I'm like, you can be a powerful independent character without being a douchebag. But that's what I love about Gail, is that when she's a douchebag, it makes sense. It's not just shoehorned in by bad writers. It makes sense. It's part of her character. And I don't know, Gail for me always manages to be herself with while still being a decent human being at the end of things. She always tries to end up doing the right thing.
Yes, and I love her like character progression, like especially when it gets to like Scream 4, when she's at this point in her life where she's like
she's
stuck.
So amazing in Scream 4.
Huh?
She's amazing in Scream 4.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Yeah, she is. She's going, from she was on such a high for so many years, because all of this, honestly, these murders were her like meal ticket in a way. So
yeah.
the well started to dry up, and she's like having this like crisis of, who am I without these murders? In a way.
Yeah.
Like, am I really just like a boring person if no one's getting killed?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, Dewey's doing well. He's the sheriff.
He's the sheriff.
Sydney's moved on. She's wrote her own book, and she's
right.
doing well. And she's like, oh, fuck. What about me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that is the beauty of Scream not killing off all of their characters each movie, is you get to see progression for some of these characters, the main triangle especially. And we've got a few new people. It's nice to see you guys. I'm so happy you're here. But Gail, I mean, that she's my favorite. I love her. She's that does take me to another thing. One of my favorite parts, and it starts right here. One of the best parts of the entire series, the Dewey Gale romance. It's just a constant, it's just constant.
It happened in real life too.
I know, and the chemistry is off the walls.
Yes.
I mean, it's powerful. It's there, and it starts in this movie, of course. And I love that bit where they avoid getting run over by the drunk drivers, and is that what you were looking for? My whole life. That's Neil Prescott's car.
God damn it.
Or you get that ending. I love that ending where he's being taken away in the ambulance, and he says, "I'm really sorry, Gail, because he couldn't protect her, but I mean, she's alive, thankfully, but he couldn't protect her." And I don't know if you know, but fun fact for anybody who didn't, Dewey was originally dead. He was supposed to have died.
He was supposed to have a very, very small part.
Yeah. He was so technically, anytime you watch the movie, that scene where Gail gets knocked out and falls on top of Dewey, he's dead technically in that scene.
Yes. But like just like how we both been like talking about him, like people just fell in love with him. He was so he was so just sweet, and he just wanted to do the right thing, and he's clumsy, and he's not quite yet like a man yet, but he wants to be.
I'm 25. I was 24 for a whole year.
Oh my God, he's 25.
Yeah, no, and I do love that. Thank fuck for test audiences. You're like, you're not killing Dewey. How
Yeah,
dare
yeah.
you? And so thankfully they listened and they shoehorned that scene in there. And I think it melts perfectly with Scream 2
Mm-hmm.
because obviously he's being drawn away, and Gail prioritizes telling the story over Dewey, and I do think that's a pretty poignant aspect of that first movie. She's not there yet,
Very.
she's like, she's still on herself in her career. She's like, this is my chance. We're not. She even tells the cameraman, "This is my chance. Don't screw it up."
Yeah, yeah.
And just a beautiful, I think, way to end that first movie.
Yeah, it's great. 'Cause it's not. I don't want to say like traditional, because usually it's like, oh, I hate that trope. We were talking. You were saying like the trope of like the oh, I'm too busy for love. I've got so much going on, and blah, 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 I can't. Which is like annoying, but at the same time, like I like that they kept with Gail being so. You're like, oh, okay, yes, this could possibly be something, but you know what? I still need to focus. I'm not shutting the door on Dewey. Like they left, I like that they left a little crack of a window open for a possible like romance. Like she didn't just like, fuck you, Dewey. Like I need to do my own thing. But I had something there and I just lost it. What
No,
I was gonna
don't
say.
worry. Hey, no, we're just
As soon as I
casual
kept
here.
talking, I was like, I'm losing my point. Why am I still saying words? But
I lose my point all the time.
ugh,
I listen to a lot of Ill Reared streams, and it don't
God.
tell the asshole, but he's just so elegant with his words that I'm like, oh man, I wish I could be half as eloquent. But, I mean, it's pretty amazing.
He's
But,
real eloquent. He's real eloquent.
anyway, that takes me to I began writing a song. It's called Cali S. Cali S. She taught me all my sass. That's all I got so far. I'll tell you if I got any more.
Yeah, just keep playing the same chords, and maybe you'll come up with some other lyrics. And you saw a third of my face. Yeah.
Hey guys, I know Callie's middle name.
It's Bucket.
Yeah. No, I before we get to the actual ranking, I feel like I also do. I do want to say a word. Sydney is amazing. Obviously, she's got so many movies, and I do love that she's like the main character in a good number of them. She's my Scream Queen personally. Like Gail's my favorite character of these movies, but like of the Scream Queen, Sydney's my Scream Queen. I just absolutely love her. I love that she kind of learns, and I mean obviously in this movie she's traumatized, but as the series goes on, you really get to see her move past that trauma while learning to try to protect other people and also just kind of move on with her life and just kind of live her life. And then there's always another ghost face. There's always going to be another ghost face.
There's always going to be one. And Sydney just, I mean, I agree. She is she's always been like my Scream Queen for like many years. Because she's like, when I think about it, she's like my somewhat generation. I mean, I was like still in elementary school, but still, it's like, she's my generation's like Scream Queen. She fought back. She was, come and get me, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer, some stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, always running up the stairs, which we should be running out the front door. It's insulting.
It's insulting. And then what does she do the next scene?
Well, to be fair, she really didn't have a choice. She did.
She didn't. She didn't.
I love that
it
little
though.
detail. Though. She tried the front door, and I'm of the theory that that Stu was kind of toying with her there. He wasn't really going to try to kill her there because they were planning for the big finale. But
yeah, they were really trying to make this a movie, but except not filming it. Like
we'll get to Scream 4. Don't you worry. No. I forgot. I don't believe you gave your MVP, and I changed my mind. If your MVP is a killer, that's fine. But just your MVP of the movie. Who would you say is your favorite character in Scream 1? They just keep you coming back for more.
My MVP. Oh man, it's so hard to pick just one.
If you've got like a 2 or 3 way tie, go ahead. That's fine. Just,
I love Sydney in this. I mean, not just because she's the main character, but like just her story. And when I think of like in a heartfelt way, like, yeah, Sydney, she's this badass. She's like this, oh my God, like I want to be her.
Yeah.
Like I remember like looking up to her, like, oh my God, I want to be as badass as her. But also I love Randy.
How do you not? Randy so How do you not?
I can't just like not love Randy because you feel bad for him a lot of times because he does sort of come off, they give him that little like kind of nerdy, stupid like trope, but he knows his shit.
Yeah.
No one's listening to him.
I don't know. I thought he was always a red herring. I never suspected him to be a killer. So I was like, this guy's clearly just the lovable goofball.
I never thought. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. I never thought he would be like one of them.
Now that they've broken up, you think Sydney will go out with me? No. No, I don't. At all. No.
Are you serious? Is that a serious question?
I love Stu, man.
Yeah, it's that's the thing with like Scream 1. It's very hard to pick a favorite, and I think that's no spoiler, but spoiler.
Yeah.
I feel like the first Scream is pretty perfect.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I figure. How about a death, a kill? Do you have a favorite kill in this movie?
The first one.
Yeah, Casey and Steve. I'd rank them together. You just that whole opening sequence.
That whole it's the opening.
It's traumatizing.
And the thing is, what came out in theaters, it wasn't the unedited version. It was like they kind of diluted it a little bit with the visual effects, and then when it came out, like the director's cut or whatever, it was what we see today. It was a lot. Like you didn't get to see Steve's butts coming out at first. No. It was just him. Oh, and I'm dead.
Oops, says Henry Winkler. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Ah! Ah! You desensitized little shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Good point, Oops. That was a pretty great kill.
You tell me which one's
I'm
mine.
Sorry?
Whichever one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, hi, babe. Sorry.
No, don't worry.
Little puppies and Jirok cameo taking the dogs outside.
Oh, that's sweet.
We're talking Scream. Shut up.
Oh. I'll be right back.
That is a good good
you
kill.
Say that and he says that he winds up dead. I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife.
Yeah. I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife.
No, but no, I think when you got that, I think just the kill itself is of course traumatizing, but I think what always gets me is the parents. Obviously, they come in the house. She just hears her daughter over the phone, and she just goes, "Casey, baby." That line just gives me chills.
Every time.
It's just so powerful. It's just what a great like start to a movie. That's how you open up a slasher.
That's how you open a fucking horror movie, a fucking slasher movie. I tell you.
Because our movie has fucking stakes. I'll get to that. But oh god, I love her. So to rank Scream 1, I'd top tier.
Yeah.
Are you in agreement? Yeah.
I'm in agreement.
Okay. So yeah. That's what I thought. I would have been really shocked. I mean,
and you know what? If you would have talked to me maybe about like a year or two ago, I would have not put that first.
Yeah.
But I have since changed.
It doesn't even have to be. It's not like about first. It's I mean,
ow.
What we can do is I'll order it. Let's say we have a few movies in the top tier, right? I'll order it in like a favorites sort, but like, because I mean some of these, it's funny.
Well, it's also like what Sydney says, don't fuck with the original.
Don't fuck with the original. Yeah, exactly. I love when she in 5. I'm bored. She hangs up.
Oh God. Oh. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, I know for me, some of these movies, even if there's maybe it's not the best movie, I might sign something that I absolutely love about it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me want to put it up in a higher tier. But we'll definitely get to these movies, obviously, and we'll discuss it. But we got our first movie that leads us to our Ghostface killers. Spoilers for anybody that doesn't know the killers.
Yeah, if you haven't, like, ew.
Yeah. So of course we have our first two here, Billy and Stu. Who follow, in my opinion, there's a pattern usually in these movies. You have the sort of mastermind killer, Billy here in this case. He masterminds the whole thing. He's definitely the brains of the operation. And then you have Chaos Incarnate. They're there to cause as much chaos as possible.
Yeah, would you call him like chaotic, like neutral, or just chaotic?
I mean, I just meant in a more general sense.
General, okay. Because I love a good chaotic neutral character, because you never know like where they can go. But something about Stu, he's a bull in a china shop kind of thing. Like he goes for it. He will give it 110%.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because if I'm being honest, and this might surprise people, because he's really funny. We love him, right? He scares me more than any Ghostface killer.
Really?
He is, in my opinion, the scariest Ghostface killer. And the reason for that is because there's no rhyme or reason, in my opinion, for what he does. Right? Billy, he has a clear motive.
Yes.
I can get Billy. I can understand Billy.
Okay.
He's a psychopath. Okay. I mean, in the sense that, right, he's got a reason. It's a batshit crazy reason, but you get it.
Yeah.
You can see when he says it, your slut mother was fucking my father, and that caused my mom to move out and abandon me. You can feel the pain, and you can honestly feel a bit of sympathy for him.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can feel that. I mean, I'm not saying like,
there's pain.
Poor Billy, but I get that. With Stu, he's just batshit.
He's just here for the ride.
He's just like, the way I see it, and I definitely think there's a bit of homoerotica there, at least, especially on Stu's side.
They're like the best love story, honestly.
better love story than Twilight.
Yes.
But I really feel like the conversation went like this. Hey, Stu, I'm really pissed at Maureen Prescott. I'm thinking I'm going to rape her and murder her. Do you want to help me out with that? And then I'm going to torment Sydney a year later and kill a bunch of people. You want to help? Yeah, Billy, I'd love to do that, bud.
I feel like he would have no hesitation.
Yeah,
He'd be like, "Yeah, that sounds fun.
yeah.
Do it."
Can we watch movies? Yeah, we're gonna watch a bunch of slasher movies. We're gonna like perfect
Take
our craft.
notes. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
yeah, it's like putting on a production.
yeah.
He was
So
all in.
he was all in, and you get that. Even like with his motive, like it comes off as silly, but it really is scary when you think about it. It's just like peer pressure, like this guy
Yeah.
just has no qualms, and I think it's Matthew Lillard's performance. He's kind of, in my opinion, a bit underrated. I think some might call it overacting, but he gives a really solid performance.
He hates his performance.
That's sad.
He critiques it a lot. I'm like, why, dude? Like that's
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Not just the lines that he says, but like the facial. You get that bit. I love when Billy is giving his motive, and Stu kind of looks at Billy for a minute, like, "Oh wow," almost like he didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that wouldn't actually surprise me if Billy never actually told Stu why he's doing this. That I could actually see that being the case, where he could be like, because he does kind of look like in awe. Maybe he knew, and he's just kind of like, oh wow, hearing Billy say that, and maybe he just feels a bit for Billy, because I feel like out of everybody, I feel like Billy's the only person he genuinely like cares for. Again, I think Stu is in love with Billy.
Oh yeah.
I don't necessarily think Billy's in love with Stu, but
I think Billy probably knows that, and so he knows how to manipulate.
Yes,
to get him to do what he wants. Yeah,
he's he's in my opinion the most manipulative Ghostface.
Yes,
the calls and the mind game, of course. Getting Sydney to love him.
Yeah, and it is kind of I mean, it'd be stupid to do it, but like, just in, I don't know, some like fanfic or something, just to like learn or get a deeper dive into like Billy's psyche would be interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like, if there's enough passion behind anything, it could be good. And I mean, honestly, that's like my feelings on these movies, and why I genuinely do love all of these movies. 6 movies down the road, why I'm still not bored with a Scream movie, and I love seeing Billy whenever he pops up. I will say, let's start with Stu here. I would say I top tier him. I know, shocker. Would you agree he's top tier? One of the best killers?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you really call the police? Again, funny enough, maybe these are all his quotes.
Yeah, I mean, he has the best quotes.
He's just the most memorable killer. Live her alone, Asbury Brad.
Yes, Asbury. And the fact that they've kept him away from us for all these years.
Way too long. Yeah. I mean, I know
Do you
some
think it's
people.
too late?
What?
If they bring him back now for this, what is it?
No.
7th?
No.
Too late.
No, because I shit you not. And so my idea, right? If I ever made a Scream movie, it would be stupid as fuck, but I think it would be fun. My idea was I would resurrect all the other Ghostface killers, and they would be in the middle of like this bloodbath, right? Of course, there's a new Ghostface killer. There's always got to be a new Ghostface killer.
There has to be a new one, yeah.
2 of them at least. You can't have one. One movie did that, and
they tried.
But 2 new Ghostface killers, and it would be up to the resurrected Ghostface killers to help the main characters figure out who's committing all the new murders. Shit. And there would be like there would be a lot of murders, by the way. Like the whole town's getting slaughtered, right? You'd have to be able to justify why they're all these Ghostface killers. It's like they're the Suicide Squad of
yeah.
They're just like, bring them
back.
That's it. Because then you'd get
bring back my ghouls or my Ghostface.
yeah, bring especially like the chaotic ones. Like, I won't go too much, but like
Right.
my two favorite Ghostface are both very chaotic in their respective
Mhm.
movie. I would love to see their interaction once we get to that second Ghostface. Number one is Stu, of course, but once we get to that second Ghostface, I'll once we get to that movie,
Yeah, for
I'll
sure.
reveal who that is. But that's an interaction I'd love to see.
Oh yeah.
So
And
so
when
I'm
it
sorry,
comes to
go
like,
ahead.
no, when I'm saying like when it comes to Billy, I would put him on the top as well
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
because of just
I agree.
the scars that he has.
He's the best. I'm sorry,
He's
go
the
ahead.
best. Yeah,
He
no, I
really is.
agree.
He's not my favorite. I would say he's honestly, I'd say he's tied.
Yeah,
I'd say it's like a three-way tie between these three ghost faces that I love.
yeah.
But Billy and Stu are definitely tied. Stu is funny, but I think
Mhm.
Billy is just the best. He set the precedent. I mean,
He is fucking
he's
evil.
responsible for this entire series.
He is.
Without
Yes,
Billy,
yes,
unlike
absolutely.
what Scream 3 would have you believe, but Billy is the
They
reason.
tried.
They tried.
They tried.
But Billy is the reason for all
Yes.
of it. And I love him. I think he's just perfection. So, I mean, that's really what I have to say about them. And we can always go back to them because, again, casual conversation. But
Of course.
I'm ready to move on if you're ready to move
Yeah.
on.
Let's get to the.
Oh, actually, we got the wheel. So,
the wheel. The wheel. Yes.
So, like I said earlier, we got the wheel, little list of TCAPist names. Here, I'll throw in Asbury Brad. If anybody else wants to come in, let me know. We've got at least 5 categories I want to fill out. We are going to be casting community members in our slasher movie here.
Yes.
Our own
put
Scream
put
movies.
Clay in there.
Oh, Clay's in there.
Yeah.
Clay should be in.
Oh, he's in there? Okay.
Clay
cool.
Clay's in there. I'm pretty sure I put him in there. Voice to voice, I'll throw you in. We got it. You're not all getting cast, unfortunately, but voice to voice. And let's spin what we're gonna spin for first. Like any good slasher movie, you got to have that opening kill scene, and you got to have the first victim. So, who is going to be the first victim? Let's spin.
First victim.
I hope it's not me.
It's me.
And it's gonna be Kennedy. We're gonna kill off a lovable Kennedy. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't throw the screen to the wheel.
Oh, I was gonna ask. Like, is there a visual?
I'm so sorry, guys. All right, I'll remember next time. I'm sorry, but yeah, we got Kennedy. It's going to be Kennedy as the first victim. Yeah.
I am from the South. I have a Southern drawl, honey.
You can't kill me. No, you listen, you little Southern bitch. You hang up on me again, I won't let you clean your kitchen.
Our kitchen is clean.
Ghostface may come in and make a mess of the entire house, but our kitchen will always be clean.
Kitchen is spotless.
Stupidity leak, Jack.
Jirok. Hey, there he is.
Yeah, I love Tatum. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
I feel like she kind of gets forgotten a little bit, but she is wonderful. Mm-hmm. Nice waltz, Sonny.
Bam! Bitch went down.
Bam! Bitch! Sid, the super bitch.
Super bitch. Yeah.
Super bitch. Yeah. God. It's just, I don't know. Again, the first movie, just all the characters are just so lovable. There was just not a character I hated. I mean, I think it had the best cast, or one of the best casts.
It really did. Because and with a lot of slasher films, like, the thing is, like, with, like, these young, like, teens, or they're in college, whatever, like, they're all, like, the cliche is to make them really stupid or assholes. Like, who cares if they die? We just want a body. We want a kill count kind of thing. But with, like, Scream, like, for the most part, I guess, like, except for the killers, like, all the characters are somewhat likable.
What do you mean? Especially the killers.
But the killers are likable?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, that's yes. I got
You weren't
okay.
siding with the killers? Wow.
I always side with the
All
killers.
right, guys. Well, this was a
Stream's
fun
over.
stream.
Yep. All right.
Later,
Okay,
guys.
bye.
No. Godfrey. No, but no, I absolutely agree. And it's like I said, like the later movies, especially the first, the next two,
hmm
and the fourth as well to an extent. It's a lot more about Sydney, Dewey, and Gale. That
Yes.
sort of the triangle.
Yes.
the main three. But
the
this movie's this movie's a lot more balanced. There's all the characters kind of get
very
their time to shine. So you got your Randy. Speaking of Randy, takes us to Scream 2. So we got
Scream 2 is amazing.
So, you know what we can do? I know we started off with the talking, but let's start with the ranking, and then we can kind of talk into Scream 2. So, where would you rank Scream 2?
See, I've been in a personal battle between Screams 1 and 2 and like which one is superior. And for the longest time, it was Scream 2 for me. Because just because of how great of a sequel, because it's really hard to do a good sequel.
Yes.
Where it's like, you don't want to try to be better than the first. I mean, I don't know if that's anyone's objection ever, or like oh, let's be better or not. But I just feel like Scream 2 is a great sequel where they try to not reinvent the wheel. The wheel's fine. Keep this somewhat the same formula. Give us some more characters. Give us some, I don't know, just how
I would say more like a continuation.
A continuation.
Sorry to interrupt, but
no, yeah, no. I think
I would
that's
say
what I was trying to say.
It really does. In my opinion, too. Out of all of them, and I mean overall, I do think all of them do feel like a continuation rather than outright sequels. But the second one does feel like the closest continuation. Like this is a direct continuation to the first one. The story's not over. It's continuing.
Yeah.
And
then with like the characters, the characters, and then like the way technology has kind of evolved. You can caller ID and stuff like that. Like that was
at the beginning of the movie there.
Yeah, that was the new thing back then. Like, oh, now you know who's calling you. Like that's a huge thing for Sydney.
and the characters, what they were going through in the first one are directly followed up with here. And so I will say, I have to say, it's Scream 2 is an interesting one for me because when I watch it, I'm in love with it. I think it's fantastic. It's not the first movie, but I do think it's fantastic. However, when I'm not watching it and I'm like thinking about the other movies, it's not one that I consider like if I want to sit down and have like a fun time. I will still enjoy it. So I'm honestly between these two here.
Yeah, me too.
But what I will say that it does have, and the reason, I would put it, if you agree, in the top tier, my reason for where I would ultimately put it in the top tier is because once Dewey and Gale, that they go through this sort of the first and most of the second act of the movie, they're arguing, right? Because you chose your career over me, and you gave no thought to Sydney. Deputy Dewey oozing with inexperience, and you can see he's obviously really pissed, but
he's a little bitter Betty about that.
She is trying, so you could tell, like, she thinks he's adorable. Like, she's just like, oh, come on, Dewey, don't be like that. And that does lead us to the start of the third act, where Dewey and Gale, they team up, and they go into the video archives, and they rekindle their romance. And then they get launched at by Ghostface. And you get a really great chase sequence with Gale and Ghostface. I think that romance and how Scream 2 handled that romance is enough for me where I'd say, yeah, I'd top tier it. It's a really great continuation. It's not, in my opinion, the most like entertaining Scream movie.
Yeah.
But it is one of the most solid Scream movies.
Yeah, I'd say the one thing that would make me drop it down would be Jerry O'Connell's singing. And that whole scene, like, why? That's like the one scene. Like I hated it, and it's funny because everyone hated it too. Like even like
I loved
like
it.
the cast and all them.
I thought it was funny. I thought it. I mean, it was awkward as fuck, but I thought it was.
I guess was that the point though? I think that like if that was their point to make it like super awkward and just like, yeah, this isn't the guy.
Plus, you know what it is too? I feel for me, especially with hindsight, when you realize Derek really is maybe the sweetest character in the entire series.
He's just like, oh, my dear sweet summer child.
He's just this poor guy. He just wanted to protect his girlfriend. And
he walked into the wrong movie.
He did. He belongs in a Lifetime movie.
Yeah, it's like Seventh Heaven or just something that's so wholesome. And he just
stumbles into this bullshit.
Yeah, but like was kind of needed because we've been through the boyfriend trope before.
Yes. You can't do that. Not again. Not that you can't do that again, but you can't do it in the very next movie.
No,
without it being.
It would not have gone. It wouldn't. No. It wouldn't have done well if they did the same type of like.
Directly after the first one. Oh, yeah. It was the boyfriend again.
Yeah.
And I do think that goes towards that movie's favor. I actually, as an aside, not to go back to the first movie, but I'm going back to the first movie. You said that's your most hated scene in the second movie. The first movie actually does. There's one scene in the movie that I hate, and I wish it was removed from the movie. The last time I saw it, I was maybe a bit more forgiving of it, but it's the bathroom scene with the two high school girls. Maybe she's a slut, just like her mother. And the acting is just so atrocious.
It is bad.
It's the only, in my opinion, it's the only acting in the entire movie that's like actually bad. Like I feel like most of the main characters are all great. Some of the side characters, like the reporters, they're fine. They're fine. They're there to do their job. They're fine. But that acting is just atrocious in that bathroom scene. And I'm just like, the only thing saving it is Nev Campbell, who's actually giving a great performance, and she's kind of like
listening.
Yeah, she's hearing these slander about her mom, and she's like, "Oh shit, maybe they're right."
Yeah, because I agree because it's like those girls. Like, okay, first of all, no, you guys. They're the staff. Like, why are you in the students' bathroom? Like, they're not high school students, and that's not how high school students talk. Like, I know that like.
You are so
when
pathetic.
I think it's and just like the way the cheerleader was saying these like big words and expression and something and
healthier therapeutic expression.
Yes.
Oh,
that's not how high school students talk.
I'm like, Billy, Stu, you found your next victims. Get in here. Come on.
Yeah, please.
Where are the killers when you need them?
Yeah. Get out of here. Come on, guys. Get back here. Do your thing.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I did not like that scene.
So it's kind of funny, we even the best movies have scenes that are just why. But I will say I think that dance sequence is great. Another great part, what I do love about Scream 2, and again, I'd give it a top tier for is Liev Schreiber. In the like 4 scenes he's in, he's fantastic. He's just a lot of fun, in my opinion. Hello, Diane Sawyer. Like, you dragged my name through the mud. Well, all I'm asking for is a little goddamn Diane Sawyer. I don't think that's too much to ask for. And it's funny enough because I love Sydney, but I'm like, you really did kind of fuck this guy.
You really did fuck this guy
I think
over.
You do owe him just a little bit of Diane Sawyer, in my
Yeah, just a little sit down.
I remember even like and like these movies aren't. I think my parents aren't as big fans of it, but I remember watching that scene with my dad once, and he just laughed. I mean, it's Liev Schreiber, I don't know. I think he's great. I think he's Scream 3's biggest sin, but we'll get to that.
Oh yeah. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you. Yeah. Sorry, sip of
Oh goodness. Sorry, sip of, yeah, I needed that. Sorry, sip of water.
But yeah. If there, do you have like a favorite kill and a favorite character, your MVP for Scream 2?
My favorite character. Where is he? Joel, the cameraman.
Yeah.
Played by Dwayne Martin. He's the smartest person. He's the smartest person in any horror film. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I was reading this. Yo, last cameraman, he got gutted. No, he didn't get gutted. I made that up.
Yeah.
His throat was slit.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Gutted, throat slit, it don't matter. The guy ain't in the union anymore.
He's not in the union anymore.
God, no. It's funny because I think maybe he's a little overlooked. I mean, even myself, like in the past, at least, I will say the last time I watched the movie, I'm like, yeah, this guy really is fucking funny, and he really is the smartest guy in the movie. You see him get his ass in that taxi and get the fuck out of there, and I'm like, huh, fair enough.
But also that's a good way to. Did you ever suspect him?
No.
No, yeah, I didn't either.
No. Let's say I don't know who I said. I don't remember who I said. I want to say Mickey. I suspected at least Mickey.
You suspected Mickey.
I'm like, this guy is. It's like, what did Randy say about Billy? This guy's got killer printed all over his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And he does say that to Dewey in the second movie. He's like, hello, Mickey, Freaky Tarantino's film student. And I'm like, there you go. I'm like, maybe it's Mickey. I never suspected Derek. Never suspected Derek. I thought Debbie Salt was pretty interesting. I was just like, why is she in this movie? I'm like, okay, she's either the killer or she's just there.
Yeah. I knew she had to either be the killer or some type of like competition for Gale, maybe.
Yeah. I never. It is funny. The one thing Randy said that I'm like, oh come on, dude. Now you're all wrong. Is when he was like, it could be Gale. And I'm like, it's not Gale. Fuck off with that.
Fucking Gale.
It's never going to be Gale. If it's ever Gale, I quit. I quit the series.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people would also think like, well, yeah, it's Gale because if these kills don't happen, she doesn't make money, kind of thing. Like this is her bread and butter. So if things aren't happening,
yeah, that's fair.
Why hasn't she started to make things happen herself?
No, that's fair. I just never suspected Gale because I feel like didn't have a heart deep down. I was like, I just don't see it. Especially, which that leads me to the point of whereas the first one at the ending she chose her story, whereas at the end of this movie she chooses Dewey. She sees Dewey survive and she goes right into the ambulance with him, and I thought that was a nice comparison to the end of the last.
Yeah, that was a nice little turn there for her character. Yeah,
I mean, which again, I'd say she's once again she's probably my MVP. I love Gale, as you might know. She's just
you do.
She's just a load of fun. I just
she is. She's like the smartest person in the room.
It's called I wrote the book on this. I wrote the book on this.
Like Duh.
in Scream 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So here I'll share my tab for the killers once more, and then we can bring over Mickey. And we can
Mickey.
bring over Debbie Salt.
Because I think they were supposed to be different.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Sydney's roommate.
Yeah. Elise, right?
Elise.
And Derek, I believe.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. They were gonna do the boyfriend thing again.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be talking out of my ass. I do that a lot, but
I think so. I think it was supposed to be Derek, and then, but I don't know. It's the roommate. Like it just that didn't make sense.
No, not for that character. I would have been like, really?
Like, why?
Mickey, it makes sense because they actually
Mhm.
set up Mickey pretty well, in my opinion. And there's actually one scene in particular that made me suspect him, and it's actually the scene where he sits down next to Sydney in the hospital after Derek gets slashed, and he's like, "We are here for you, whatever you need." And I'm like, "Wow, you're being really nice all of a sudden." I'm like, almost like you're like trying to manipulate her or something.
Yeah, like he's
not trusting Derek and trusting you and maybe some of the other people instead. I don't know, Mickey.
I wish we got a little more of Mickey, and I'm not just saying that because Timothy Oliphant has been my crush since the 90s, but I mean,
well, you do. It's like Steve Rambo says. Well, you do look kind of hot.
I mean, if you ever see the movie Go, hello, that's it. I'm done. But but I wish we got a little more of Mickey. I feel like Mickey was kind of like, I like that he was chosen, but at the same time, I wish we got more of him because I like this character.
Yeah, we don't get enough Mickey.
Not enough.
Where it's actually it's kind of different because in the first movie, of course, you get a lot of Billy.
A lot, yes.
I mean, you get a fair number of Stu as well. Obviously, he's funny. He's making jokes. He's the funny man. But you get a lot of Billy. You get to explore his relationship with Sydney a lot. It's the main crux of the movie. I would argue. I would say overall, if I would say there's two main characters in Scream 1, it's Sydney and Billy.
Yeah. But
Mickey.
They might have pushed back on Mickey because they didn't want to create a whole nother Stu and to make it like too obvious.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. So as it is, I would rank him either here or here. He's not here. I love Mickey. He's definitely like a threatening presence. He just doesn't have the screen time.
He doesn't have enough screen time, and that's not his fault. But I would put him on the second tier just because of that. But it's no fault to his character.
No,
it's the movie, the writing, and whatever happened in the edit. Something happened.
However, what I will give him credit for, and we can discuss this, what I will give him credit for is Timothy Oliphant. He's a powerhouse in this movie.
Yes,
he really is. He brings home the bacon. When I like him for his performance more than I like the actual character.
Yeah,
because like as far as motives go, even Debbie Salt says like, "Can you believe Mickey with that motive?" And I'm like,
yeah,
I get it.
And I love it because it talks about like seeing like going into like forums or like chat rooms or whatever, like talking about serial killing.
The chat rooms.
Yeah. Chat dogs.
I didn't say that then.
So no, but
Lauren argues the timestamps.
Yeah.
Well, those timestamps are wrong.
But they did. I don't know why they kept it in, but the scene. I wish we got at least one more film class scene.
Yes, or at least like a longer version.
Version, which we kind of got in 4.
Yeah,
a little bit. We did get a little bit more in 4.
Yeah.
But they messed up the aliens line.
Oh, which line in particular?
The
get
away from her, you bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, it's stay away from her, your bitch.
Yeah,
It's
which
in
it
film class,
wasn't,
right?
right?
That wasn't right. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I
And
mean,
there is a take
Randy was
where
wrong.
they,
Nuts.
there is a take where they do it right, but Sarah Michelle Gellar wasn't cast at that point. Who was she? Cece?
Yeah, CC Cooper.
Yeah.
Another character who sadly got no screen time.
None.
In this movie.
She was just there because she was hot at the time, and
She was great though. She was
great.
enjoyable. I liked her.
No, she was a good one. She probably would have been a good Tatum. I kind of see her as a bit of a Tatum.
Been a good friend. I like her better than Sydney's sexual friend in the movie.
What just fell? Oh.
You all right? Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Something fell.
Good and you. Yeah,
Good
I don't
you.
know. Scream 2, I feel like overall, besides the main three, the cast isn't as mesmerizing as Scream 1.
No. It was
like that.
It was very, let's cast who is very hot at the moment.
Yeah.
Because like the sorority girls, like they were in their own little shows. They were trying, I feel like maybe they were trying to get some more like familiar faces and more names at the time, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, not that they were bad. They did fine.
Yeah.
But it to me, it felt a little, I think that's why the second one kind of goes down for me a little bit is, I don't know. I feel like they could have, was it rushed? Like, I don't.
It doesn't feel as tight knit, I would say. The first one, it felt like these people all knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
The characters, right? I mean, which makes sense. They all grew up together, right? But it just felt really tight knit. Like this group of friends. Oh man, I really hope the killer isn't one of these people.
Yeah.
Because these people, whereas in Scream 2, it feels like you don't know a lot of these people. I that's I guess where I would say.
And I want to like give a small shout out. I can't, who the hell is the actor, but the guy that plays the drama teacher in Scream 2.
What do you mean, the Sydney's the drama and acting with the stage?
Yes.
He's in Titanic. I remember.
Yes. What the fuck is his name? I'm looking at IMDb right now.
I was gonna look it up.
David Warner, drama teacher Gus Gold.
Yeah, he's great. You know what? He's great. I'll give him that.
He has such a small part, but he has so much to say to Sydney when it comes to her.
I don't believe you. I'm a fighter.
Like, no.
I don't
believe you. Yeah.
I don't believe you. I don't.
He reminds me of like, because he's that typical like drama teacher who, you're teaching college students, like it's not that serious, but he really takes it seriously, and it's nice because it makes.
Hey man, he's desperate. He doesn't even have an understudy.
No.
I love that. I don't have an understudy. No, it's funny you bring that up, like because that for me, where the movie maybe falls flat in terms of, not falls flat, but doesn't quite hit the mark that the original did in terms of the characters. What it does for Sydney's character development is fantastic.
Yes.
It really, this movie really is Sydney's movie. Watching her, this is where she starts to really come into her own. In the first movie, she survives, right? But she's not the badass yet.
No, she's still in her she's still in the cocoon stage.
Right. Scream 2, this is her bursting out of that cocoon and taking control and being like, okay, if I'm going through this again, you can fuck right off.
You could fuck off upstairs is what you could do.
You could fuck off upstairs, which brings us to Mrs. Loomis.
This was interesting.
So I want to hear your opinion on Mrs. Loomis before I. Unless you want to reverse card me. Until
No. I think this was a good choice because when it comes to families, when someone like has an affair, it doesn't just affect the kids, it affects the other spouses and how it can really fuck someone up. I mean, I feel like sometimes with the character, I feel like maybe she was, I don't know, like maybe was she trying to be a stew in some way because she was so like eccentric.
Yeah,
which was like, but like she was like that the whole time. It was just very like desperate, spastic in a way that I don't know. Like I like the idea, but something about the character, or maybe it was I don't know if it's the writing. I don't want to fault anybody, but something just kind of just didn't fully connect with me.
Why are you trying to find fucking faults with her, Cali?
I can't help it. I mean, I'm sorry. Like her, just like I don't. Because I love the idea. Like it's good on paper.
Yeah.
But not so good in bed.
Oh.
It's just, I don't know. It's one of those. I don't know. It's a Carrie thing. It's a Carrie Sex in the City thing where it's like, good on paper, bad in bed.
Oh, my mom likes that show.
Oh boy.
No, I agree to an extent. I like her as a killer enough. I personally put her in this tier.
Yeah.
I actually personally I like her more than Mickey. I feel where Mickey just doesn't get enough screen time. She doesn't get that much more screen time than
she
Mickey.
doesn't either. And that's I think that's like a hindrance when it comes to the second one, that we don't get enough
you don't get to know
time.
the killers.
And
that's the beauty of Scream 1. You got to know the killers.
Yes, we know these guys.
Really, yeah, so when Stu says, "Surprise, Sydney," you're like, oh shit. Number one, oh shit, there are two killers. And number two, oh man, it was Stu. It was the goofball. He was helping him out. But what I will say, I like Mrs. Loomis more than Mickey. And what I like about her more is I like her motive more. It's simple, but it's effective. You killed my son. I want you dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
You killed my son. Your mom fucked my husband. Like.
Yeah. Oh no, you did a bang up job, Mrs. Loomis.
Oh shit.
Billy. Yeah, she's like, Billy was a great boy. He did a bang up job, Mrs. Loomis.
Yeah, he was a real good boy.
Fucking Sydney.
He was raised by Ma.
She was raised by mom. Or it's called a facelift. You should try it yourself. You're looking a little tired there, Gail.
Oh God, the shade. I love it.
Mrs. Loomis. She was pretty badass. Like when she came in and she revealed herself after.
Yeah.
Like, Mrs. Loomis. After reveal, I will say I liked her. She brought a certain energy that I liked. So I would personally rank her mid tier. I don't think she's quite
top. Yeah, she's not quite
top.
Yet.
But if they gave her more screen time, if they gave both of these people more screen time, I'd rank them both.
Yeah, for sure. I think they just wanted to. I don't know. Maybe oh, God rest his soul. But Wes Craven. Like I don't know. Like maybe. Wanted to keep things close to the chest, and just really didn't want to show their hand.
Focus more on Sydney.
And
the triangle, of course, the other.
And which is important, which is great because we do get to really. I mean, if we didn't love these characters in the second one, we definitely fall in love.
Yeah,
with these the main three.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and again, that in the first one you don't really get that triangle. The characters are there, but it's not the triangle.
Yes.
Whereas in this one, these they're it's starting, and then I think 3 is really where it feels like okay, these 3 are ride or die, which is funny because Sydney's barely in the movie, but
yes.
Which I think that takes us beautifully to well, first off, our wheel. Unless you
Our
have anything
wheel.
else you want to say about
Um,
two,
I
please. The
I don't
floor
I
is
don't
yours.
think so. I feel like that's just how I feel for the most part. If I think of anything, we can always
Yeah.
circle back.
I'll just say I'm as a sign of goodwill, I'm putting Scream 2 in the top tier. I do
Yeah.
love it overall.
I do
I
too.
feel like I prefer most of the other sequels to Scream 2. And I know that sounds weird because as I just said, it is a solid sequel, but just from like an entertainment factor, I'd rather watch any of these others.
Okay.
It's but I love them all. I'll watch all of the Scream movies. But
I do too. I've been seeing, I guess, at least since the second one. Besides the first one, I've seen all of them in theaters. I take the time to go and experience it.
Oh man, no, I've never seen a Scream movie in theaters, and I want to see the next one in theaters at least. I really do. I want to
Who knows how that's gonna go though? So many things are going wrong.
I don't
Gone
care.
wrong.
It's a Scream movie. Nev Campbell's coming back. Courtney Cox is coming
yeah.
back. David Arquette is coming back.
How can he
I
come
don't
back?
care.
How can he come back?
He's
Unless it's a
coming
flashback.
back. He's coming back. I don't care how. I'm like, make it happen.
All
Give
right.
me David Arquette. I'm like, so no, but I'd love to see it. But I do want to say, like, how I personally look at the tier list, it's not a matter of like entertainment and it's more like just the movie as it is, like just how it is on a, I mean, obviously it's opinion, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
how good really is this movie? I might rank a movie that I love dearly, and I love all of them dearly, but I might rank a movie that I really get a lot of entertainment at in the lowest tier. So I did want to say that, but that's why, like, for Scream 2, like I said, it's it's my least favorite of the sequels. And
why you put did you put it on? But you put it on the top
because it is a genuinely great continuation. It's a great movie.
It's a great
movie. It's a great sequel. It's a great movie. It's a great continuation, and I do love it. It's my least favorite. I get more entertainment out of these guys. But
what did you think about the cold opening with the theater in the second one?
Yeah, we didn't touch that.
Jada Pinkett. Like,
it's
very strange because, like,
it's not my favorite.
It's not, but like, there's something about it.
It's not my least favorite.
Yeah.
Funny enough, and I love Scream 4, but Scream 4 probably has my least favorite opening.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
I mean, I'm all for meta, but it's just like, all right. Can we get to the actual universe here, please?
Adam Shankman, Ghost Dancer. What?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
hey, Mike fans. Mr. Penis is here to protect Ghostface. Yeah.
Adam Shankman, he is a very well-known choreographer of like Broadway and musical movies. He was a ghost dancer. Was he one of like
in the drama and action sequence?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Holy
don't know.
shit, that is insane. I've got IMDb up here and I'm just noticing Adam Shankman, Ghost Dancer.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That is crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah, because I love when she sees the ghost face.
Yeah, like coming at her and all that stuff. Yeah. It's very it almost kind of reminds me of Smile 2 while the main character is rehearsing, and then it's like in your face. But
Cali, I haven't seen that movie.
I didn't say anything that's gonna give it away.
No, don't punch me. Don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I haven't seen that movie.
You have so much to watch.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. But yeah. So I think that brings us nicely to the wheel.
The wheel.
So we got the Claw. No, so we got Kennedy is our first victim.
Mhm.
So I guess what category we can do next is we could do the Randy, right? We got to have our movie
gonna-
buff.
Yeah,
you
who's
know?
going to be the Randy?
The Randy / Mindy? You got to have the movie buff.
Hmm.
So we got Kennedy. She's our first victim. Sorry, Kennedy, you gotta go. Cali, will you do the honors by see us off with a quote? See the spinner off with a quote?
With a quote.
Yeah, screen quote. Just get any screen quote. Pick a quote, any quote.
All right. The Godfather, Part 2.
Which is bullshit because part 1 is a lot better. Sorry.
Ooh.
All right, the Randy.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh God. Not only do we got Kennedy in our movie, but Jordan comedy.
Yes, we've got Jordan. He's the guy that'll never get the girl.
The Jordan comedy is our Randy. Man,
I'm sorry. That's kind of perfect.
that is perfect. I'm
That's a
very
good
happy. with
cast.
that.
That's a good casting.
Dude, I'm loving the cast so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's a genie. Yeah.
What part of my movie did you find that turned you on, honey? What part of Halloween made you get turned on?
Did you like when I pulled out the butcher knife? Yeah.
Yeah. Unsubbed. Jordan comedy gets all the girls.
Oh man. Just not Tiffany, sadly.
Well, I mean, he thinks of Tiffany as sisterly, so that doesn't count.
My feelings for Tiffany were very sisterly.
Very sisterly.
Yeah, which I
Do
commented.
the sketch.
I commented on a Neil Reard when he was streaming that. I was like, well, Jamie Lannister's feelings for his sister were also for Cersei were also very sisterly. But yeah.
If you watch Prom Night, he'd save time. Yeah.
No joke. I love Prom Night. So
Prom Night's great.
I always say it's a
music video.
It's a drama. It's a serious drama disguised as a slasher.
Mm-hmm. Also with a little like a dance flick too.
I feel like, I swear, if you told me they got Jamie Lee Curtis without telling her she's in a slasher movie, and they're like, oh, it's just like a disco movie.
Yeah.
You're going through some trauma. Your sister died, but it's just a dance movie with your boyfriend.
Oh God, what a misdirect! Like, oh great, I'm glad I'm finally gonna spread my wings and not just be a scream queen.
Why is there a masked man with an axe running around? What's going on? I've been in this whole movie and I haven't seen any of this. What the fuck's going on here?
Damn it, not again.
I do love that. I will say it's funny because not to break away from Scream, but Prom Night is legitimately the only movie where I am 100% on the killer side. I was
hell
like,
yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah, fuck these people. The only person that I was like, I hope doesn't die was Nick, and that's because he was the only one that felt any amount of guilt for his actions. He felt very guilty, and I thought it was kind of poetic how the only one who felt guilty was the only one who lived.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, that's Prom Night. But if we had watched Prom Night, we would have saved time.
Yeah, we would have saved so much time.
Yeah, but that brings us to not just the greatest slasher movie, but the greatest movie of all time, Scream 3, which of course
Scream 3
goes into our top tier.
Wait. What?
Well, it's our top tier, of course, right? I mean, no?
Stop it.
No?
Stop it.
Oh.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I let you start off.
Don't fuck with me on this.
These last two. So I will give you my ranking. Scream 3.
Yeah, where do you think?
I would put mid tier. I know. It's easily the worst Scream movie. It's my least favorite Scream movie. But if I was gonna have a party, right? If I was gonna put on a Scream movie for a party and get
And you're
drunk,
here to
right,
party,
with some
yeah.
people, right? We're all here to party. Not that I have any friends, but if I did have friends and I invited them over for a
Yeah.
Scream watch and we were gonna get drunk, I'd put on Scream 3. It's just fun. It's a fun, stupid movie.
It's daffy.
Daffy.
Yeah, it is just so it's Looney Tunes.
It's Looney Tunes.
That's what it is. It's so Looney Tunes to me. I mean, well, just the thing that makes me not like Scream 2, going back to Scream 2, like there's no Randy.
Well, there is. You get a little bit of Randy.
We get a little taped version of Randy, but
it is a good scene. Come on,
it's a great scene because
right?
Randy knows, like,
yeah,
if you think you know what's happening, forget about it. This is a totally new game.
Yeah, you want to kill these guys? You got to shoot them in the head.
Never.
They will keep coming back.
God, Dewey.
Yeah,
I was head. They keep coming back to that too. Like, head, Dewey, head. And he still doesn't learn, and that's his fault.
No, but you know what though? What Scream 3? Before I start bashing it, I'll start with like the positives, right?
Yeah.
Like Lauren would say, can't you find any positives?
Yeah, let's find
like,
positive. Okay. There are positives.
Unlike Lauren, Scream 3 does have positives. And one positive is it introduces one of my favorite characters who is sadly only in one movie so far, and that's Mark Kincaid, Detective Mark Kincaid. He is fantastic. I love
another underused character.
Yeah, underused, but I would say what you get of him in the movie, it endears you to him. Like,
yeah,
that scene he gets with Sydney in there, and they're talking, and what's your favorite scary movie? And he leans in, my life.
My life.
And it's just, that's it. That's all you need. I mean, he's beautiful. And I love that bit where he's also smart enough when Sydney goes to the house and she doesn't know if she can trust him, he puts his gun away. He's like, okay, Sydney, it's not me. I'm just here to help you. You're in charge. I just thought that was really sweet. Like, he was just the most important thing.
Applesauce.
Yeah, the most important thing to him was like, you got to trust me. Okay, so I will do whatever it takes. And then when Ghostface comes up, he immediately goes to protect her. And I really like that relationship. I was immediately a shipper on deck. I'm like, maybe Sydney will finally get somebody, who's not a serial killer or doesn't wind up dead. And then we never see the character.
Well, she needs someone on her level.
Yeah, and obviously, he was, because
he survived.
Yeah, he survived, and he was a cop, so he knew what he was doing. So he kind of knew the rules of the horror movies in a way,
Yeah.
And so I don't know. He's a character much like Scream 2, which we've gotten more of him, but I still love him. I think the actor was really great.
He's pretty lovable.
Yeah.
Was his name like Patrick Dempsey or something?
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have a bit of a man crush on him.
He's a dreamboat.
Yeah, he's wonderful. He's my favorite Scream 3 character. Like,
because he has mystery to him. There's something about him.
Oh, and I don't mean like he's my favorite character introduced in Scream 3.
Introduced in
Scream 3. My which. I'm all over the place, but my MVP of the movie is probably still Gale. Gale 1 and Gale 2.
Gale 1. I mean, you got to knock off a couple points for those bangs in Scream 3.
No, not at all. I don't care. She's perfect.
Why?
I will
Why
say,
do you do that to our Gale?
I don't care, man. Courtney Cox. It's like when Jordan is like, kelp pill, and it sucks it out of voice. She can get it, but that's not her here. Gail Weathers, Courtney Cox, she can get it, but that's not her here or there. Yeah.
Oh my god. Ah!
So, do you have any positives about Scream 3 you'd like to share?
I've got some positives. I think it's fun. I think there are parts of the movie like I don't consider it. It's the least of like when it comes to like wait, you know what? Never mind. Hold on. Hold up.
I'm holding.
It took me a minute.
On.
I'm going on mute. There was something about Scream 3 when it first came out that actually really like terrified me at first, but now as a adult, it is like the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. And it's the uh the mom ghost.
Oh no.
Talk about like when I like because
Worst scene in the movie.
yeah,
for
Halloween.
me.
Halloween used to scare the shit out of me as a kid.
Get rid of that scene.
Yeah, that used to scare the shit out of me. So when we see someone standing in a body bag, a bloody body bag like that immediately when I was young took me to Halloween, and I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking crazy. That's scary as shit.
Yeah.
But now just I don't know. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Certain
Why?
things just change, I think, when you're an adult. Sometimes, I mean, for the better. Sometimes you're like, wow, I actually really appreciate that. But
Yeah,
then
it didn't age well for me.
It's just I'm like, you could just write this out of the movie.
You
I'm
didn't
just
need
like,
it.
I'm like, I like the only reason I can see this being in the movie is because Nev Campbell has had like no screen time so far, and we really need to give her some.
Please,
but I'm like,
come on, we're here for Sydney.
Can't you just give her something better at least? Or yeah, hey Kit Kat Meow. I'm sorry you weren't notified. I'll get on my lawyer about that. I'll let him know you're very displeased. But no, I will
just...
say, now we're to kind of bash.
We're gonna get into the meat here.
We're gonna give the thrashing.
The thrashing.
Give me the thrashing that you wanted to give Cali. And why I might give it Showgirls ranking. Number one, the opening kill scene. While actually, I don't think the kill scene itself isn't bad. I think it's actually pretty entertaining section because you get Liev Schreiber, who's giving it his all. He's acting his ass off. He's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. But then you kill off Cotton Weary.
They never. I feel like they just didn't. I feel like that's a character that I wish was used better.
Yeah.
Because he was like supposed to be, he was a herring in the first one. And I don't know. I just feel like they kind of put him on the back burner in some way. Like he's going to like, okay, maybe he'll get his moment. And I was thinking that Scream 3, this was going to be his moment, but it's, we know Scream, the formula now. So it's like, oh, okay, well, he's here. He's being shown first. Like, okay, great.
It's never good.
Yep, he's going to die.
Well, I mean, Scream 5, but I mean, that's years later. But
finally,
Scream 5 kind of changes that up a bit, but we'll get to that. But
yeah,
I feel like Scream 2, that's actually, I will say that's one of my like positives about Scream 2. And I mean, Gale, of course, but Cotton Weary is maybe my other MVP of Scream 2. He gets a really great character arc ending at the end of Scream 2. It's like said, but Diane Sawyer's looking really good right now.
Yeah, and
consider
and
it
done. Yeah, and Sydney kept she kept her word. She was like, talk to Cotton. He's the real hero. She doesn't want the attention, but he does. So come on, I get it.
So you know what? I'm like, if you were just gonna kill him off anyway, don't put him in the movie. Let him maybe come back in like Scream 4, which they could have done if he was still alive. But
yeah, there's always that debate of like when it comes to kills, like do we see them actually die? There's always that little cliffhanger of like, oh well, we didn't see them die, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, which when we, I mean,
And then
look
it's
at
like,
Scream
what? Like,
4,
why? Like,
there's,
why
you
go
know,
for the
Kirby.
girlfriend? Like, who cares about Cotton's girlfriend or fiance, wife, whatever? Like, I didn't care about her. And the voices. The thing with the voice changer.
Oh yeah, the multiple voices. You didn't like the voice change? The
I
multiple
I thought it
voice?
was a little cheap,
Are you
but
cotton weary? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm talking to cotton weary.
oh my god, I am like so fangirling right now. And this is like I happen to like just randomly call Cotton weary. Come on, Cotton, really? Really? I guess this was like I guess before certain times when it's like, anyone can be before scams and catfishes and all that shit. When people call you, you just all right, they are who they say they are.
Yeah, I mean, I never answer the phone, so
I never answer the phone. Fuck that.
I don't care. You know, um, yeah, I just, again, I love the sequence itself. I think it's like an exciting beginning of the movie. It's not a Scream 1 where
No,
it's breathtaking and you're just like, oh my god, this is just so uh,
it's not.
so powerful. But
Yeah, there's not like a craft to it. It's I don't know. It's
I think I like the sequence for Scream 3 better than Scream 2. I'll say that, the opening sequence, because the sequence for
okay because
Scream
at least
2,
it's a character that we know.
yeah, I just
You kind of have like a
I
little
don't
bit of a
really, yeah, it's like these two, Maureen Evans, right, and her boyfriend Phil
yes.
Stevens, um, which I like Jada Pinkett Smith. I like her in. I love her in Gotham. Actually, it's funny enough.
I recently started watching that show not too long ago. I'm like still I took a break, but yeah, she's really good in that.
Yeah,
But
she
at the
brings a lot of
same
energy.
yeah, she does bring some good takes when it comes to like someone who's smart. Like, now why is she doing this? Now why is she like she's kind of like a Sydney character where it's like, why is she going up the stairs but she should be going out the front door?
Yeah,
Like that's why you're dead, because you're stupid.
yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair to her, she she got tricked, and it was a pretty clever trick with Mickey putting on her boyfriend's jacket.
Very. Yeah.
Like honestly, like she's she's not a character I would consider like stupid, Maureen. I know we're kind of jumping
No.
to Scream 2 here, but she's just more so where she kind of got fucked, and
She did.
she just wanted to see Sandra Bullock movie.
Yeah, she didn't even want to see the damn movie.
She just wanted to see Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Her
I don't
hope
know.
did not float.
I don't know. I feel like Scream 2 was trying to capture the opening for Scream 1. And for me, it feels like a pale imitation. At least I think with Scream 3, it tried to be something a little bit different, where it was like, unlike the cold openings for 1 and 2, where it feels almost like a disconnected, like literally just a kind of an cold opener.
Mm-hmm.
Scream 3 felt connected. The opening for Scream 3 felt connected to the rest of Scream 3. I'm looking for Sydney. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, we're here for Sydney. Where is she? What is she doing right now?
Which the killer, I guess the killer was the audience proxy all along, because it's just like, I want Sydney. Where's Sydney? And the audience is like, I agree with this guy. I'm kind of with the killer here. And I say killer because sadly, which I don't know, where would we fall? Would you say medium or I would say middle?
For me, Showgirls, and I love Showgirls. That's my favorite movie of all time. But I personally would put 3 down below. There's a fun. It's a fun film. Like in a way, I kind of see it as like its own standalone film in an odd way, because it got to a point for me where I'm like, okay, are they going like too meta where they're
Yeah.
or it's too aware. Is it too self-aware? Because they're doing the movie, and I don't know, it just all, and this is when it gets down to like characters who die. Like, I don't give two shits about.
Yeah, a lot of the characters I don't care about.
Yeah, because it's the actors that are in the stab movies, which I like the concept of.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
art imitating life.
Besides Parker Posey,
Parker Posey,
fantastic. I mean,
knocked it out of the park.
She's great. She like, but like, she's the only character like that. If you ask me, like, oh, was there a character in Scream 3 you actually wish lived? I'd be like, fucking Gale number 2, man.
Yep,
she was awesome,
and she was around for majority of the movie too, and she started to even like and she like became Gale. Like, come on, we're Gale Weathers, we can do anything.
You got the one of my more favorite cameos was Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
That nice little scene with Carrie Fisher there.
So good.
Of course, the one who sleeps with George Lucas gets the part.
Yeah, I was up with Princess Leia while she's like lighting a cigarette in the catacombs of like headshots of like actors and actresses who have been left behind.
Yeah, who, by the way, looked beautiful in that movie. By the way, Scream 3, she looked beautiful.
Oh, she looks great.
She still looked
gorgeous. And I know we've talked about it a little bit, but for me, like, the great thing about Scream 3 that I will always be grateful for is how it brought up the whole Hollywood and how they treat newcomers.
Yeah.
Like, you got to pay, it's not even like, it's not gender specific. Like, in this one it is, because yes, women, did get taken advantage of a lot, but it's not just women. But, and the fact that Harvey Weinstein produced this and they're putting out his dirty laundry in the year 2000, and he didn't bat an eye. How cocky was this guy that they are, like, the movie is pretty much calling him out for his horrible behavior. They might have been. I don't want to say that was like Wes Craven's like idea all along was to like out him, but like, wouldn't you would think like, wait, what are you getting at?
Yeah.
Or was he so confident that no one's, because it didn't happen, nothing happened until later on, but still, it just, the fact that it called out Hollywood and the underbelly of just how depraved and just gross.
And it's, in my opinion, it's one of the stronger aspects of the movie. I love the scene with whenever Lance Henriksen is in the movie. He's got a short role, but it's Lance Henriksen. He's wonderful, and I do. It's one of my favorite kills in the movie. Actually, is when he gets his throat slit.
Yeah,
because he's just like this is something he's used to. He's just like, whatever you want. Not that he has a knife to his throat, but he's used to bargaining. So he's just like, whatever you want. Final cut. Yeah. And he's like, I already have it. I already have. Oh, which does bring us, and I would technically argue I'd put it mid. I will give you the Showgirls because I want to save my my phone a friend, if you will.
Phone a friend.
in case I need it for later. I don't know your opinions on the other three.
Yeah, this is gonna be an odd one.
I might have to protect the movie, or
you might have to protect. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know your opinions, but so I'll give you 3. I still think it's like I said, it's one of the more entertaining ones. If I was having a party and people were getting drunk, I'm throwing on Scream 3 and we're all having a good time. But that takes us to our ghost-faced killer, and I do say killer. It's the only movie with one killer, and
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the worst. He's the worst.
He's the worst.
He's the worst for me.
Okay. I would personally rank him here. but
You would. Oh wait,
I
I
would.
can't see it. I'm still on the movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't changed the thing
No,
yet.
you're good.
I'm sorry.
Okay, where would you put him?
I would put him here. I'd
Mm.
put him middle because
Okay.
I actually like Roman as a character. I just think he really needed a partner, and what he really needed. And I remember even like we were going back and forth when I'm watching these movies, and he really needed a scene with Sydney. I'm going to put him here because he really did need a scene with Sydney. And
Yeah, it was just so disconnected. He was supposed to have an accomplice, and it was supposed to be the chick who randomly won to play the role of Sydney. There's even that well, because like the script got leaked so many times that they had to like make shit up on the fly.
yeah,
So that one actress, I can't think of her name right now, but who won, there's that scene in the bathroom where Sydney catches her in the bathroom and she has that mask. She's like, oh, I figured since the movie's not happening, I guess I'd just take a couple souvenirs, you know? Like, okay, that's not obvious at all.
which I mean, you could like argue, even though she's not a killer, you could argue she was still an accomplice. I know some people have um, theorized that she was an accomplice to Roman.
Yeah, maybe she was and she didn't even know that she was.
Or maybe she was like helping him with certain stuff, but like she wasn't like killing. I don't think she did like any of the kills. I just think that
Yeah.
maybe possibly she was assisting him with certain things. I mean, it's possible. Who knows? I mean,
I can see that.
we just don't know. And officially, there's really only one killer. I'll give him that. I just feel like what could have put him here, or even here, is if he had a scene with Sydney. And
something
what would have been great is if he's directing the movie of her life, right?
Yeah.
The third movie of her life, anyway. And it could have been great. This could have been a great excuse for a heart to heart between the two. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. You're kind of making this movie on my life. And he's like, I get it, but I don't really even want to make this movie. I'm kind of being strong-armed into making this movie because I want to make different movies. And, that's just how you play the game sometimes. And
yeah.
kind of just had like a simple human moment between these two strangers.
Yes, I like that. A human moment. Like how, like all of a sudden, oh hey, I'm your brother. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's literally he takes off his mask. This is the only movie of the original movies anyway. Before it because the original Sydney based movies.
Yeah,
this is the only movie where the killer has to take off their mask and introduce themselves to Sydney.
It was like he showed up to a job interview.
Yeah, Roman Bridger. Nice to meet you. Director, yeah. I'm just like, I think I even like messaged you. I'm like, dude, imagine like he takes off his mask and Sydney's like, I'm sorry, who are you?
Who the fuck are you? Like, Sydney hasn't even like seen this guy.
Even like what I thought was really clever is Sydney knew Mrs. Loomis, obviously, but we don't know the audience doesn't know who she is.
No.
Gail doesn't know who she is. Sydney never sees her. And I think that's really actually kind of clever because then when Sydney sees her, Mrs. Loomis,
yeah,
you're like, oh shit, I have to give Scream 2 credit for that. That was a really clever little play on the audience and their lack of knowledge. Sydney knows exactly who this is. And if Sydney had seen this character before.
And even after because Mrs. Loomis got like a bunch of work done.
Mm-hmm. She still recognized her.
Still, yeah.
So I do think that's really clever. It's just that was the weak part, and I think it sucks because I think the actor does great with the material that he's given. It's just they really could have used another killer, and they really could have used more scenes with Roman himself. Now Scott Foley is supposed to be coming back for Scream 7.
No.
And I'm like, great. Are you gonna do Scott Foley justice and actually like give him something to work with? Can we do that? Maybe
He's
another.
just gonna pop up and say, "Hi,
Yeah,
I'm the director,
Roman Bridger director.
Roman Pritchard, director."
It's just it's kind of one of those cases where I like the character himself. It's just the movie really similar to Mrs. Loomis and Mickey, but
Mhm.
at least with Mrs. Loomis and Mickey, you got a little bit more.
Got something.
You got to see them interact with the characters throughout the movie. You
Mhm.
got to see Roman like a couple of times, and then you see him in the third act, and he's pretty entertaining there. Like his scenes with Parker Posey are pretty great.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and Oops Too Much Ranch commented it's very true. They kind of like didn't have, I don't want to say like much of a choice, but because there were so many leaks
yeah,
that they ended up just because Wes Craven wanted to keep it a secret, and it started to get hard during the internet, the internet,
yeah.
and they also didn't have Nev Campbell as much as they wanted to
No,
for the film.
and exactly, good point. Oops, too much rant. They do, and as Kelly said, as you both said, they didn't have Nev Campbell for a lot.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to work with what you're given.
Mm.
In this movie, what I will say, at least in this movie, they did give Dewey more time to shine, because I feel like Dewey, out of the triangle, he gets the most overshadowed in the first two, because he gets taken out of commission pretty quickly in the first movie, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Billy wrecks his ass pretty quickly, and then Mickey wrecks his, or Mickey or Mrs. Loomis. I'd say Mickey probably wrecks his ass in two. That's also one of the fun parts of most of the Scream movies. Who did the killing? And then in Scream 3, oh, I wonder who did the killing.
Okay, it was okay. I believe it. Like it was all one person. Do you watch like any like YouTube channels? I know like Zach Cherry, he has a YouTube channel. He talks a lot about Scream, and like he breaks down like who killed who in Scream.
No,
He's
I haven't.
yeah. Look up like Zach Cherry, or his he has a podcast called like Cherry Picker. He's really good when it comes to talking like in depth when it comes to like the Scream movies, and then also there's
I looked up the wiki on that had like an outline of like the different killings, and at least in the first movie too. What's nice about the first movie is they were really smart in the way you could differentiate the killers. Is Billy always holds the knife one-handed when he does the kills, whereas Stu uses both his hands.
Yes, and Stu does that iconic wiping of the knife, which he did, which
after he guts Billy.
Yeah, which he iconically revisits in Five Nights at Freddy's.
I remember my ex telling me about that. That's pretty cool, because she knew I was a huge Scream fan. So
yeah,
when she saw Five Nights at Freddy's, I remember her mentioning like, "Oh, Matthew Lillard does that." I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Come on, I mean, you had to.
Yeah. So I'll settle for last place with both of this. Unfortunately, The Killer and Scream 3, but I do want it on the record that I do overall like the character, and I do overall like the movie. There's not a Scream movie I dislike. I'll say that. But there are killers maybe that I'm not big on.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we'll get there.
yeah. I mean, hey, maybe we'll see. You and I will probably have different opinions. But
for sure.
So I say we got our wheel here. So we're going to share our tab, and we're going to go on to the next category. Right? We had our first victim, Kennedy. We have our Randy during comedy, and what do you want to do next? You want to do the bimbo? Got to have the
bimbo.
The best, the bimbo / best
the bimbo
friend.
Best friend that doesn't wear a bra. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do the bimbo. I hope I don't get canceled.
You're the blonde with the big tits.
Oh my god. Perfect. Eel Rearing is the bimbo. Fantastic. You know, the movie just writes itself, doesn't it?
It writes itself. Oh my god, that's perfect.
All right,
Eel Rearing is
you're
the
the
blonde
bimbo.
bimbo.
Well, Eel Rearing is very beautiful, so we got to give him that, you know. So that makes perfect sense. But congratulations, Eel, you're the bimbo.
Congratulations, Eel.
You got a part in the movie.
You got a part. You got a great part.
I'm the director.
Yeah.
I'm the director, so you get to live. I get to decide who lives and dies. So
Yeah.
You get to live. Oh, actually, yeah, you know, we don't even have to stop at 5 because what we can do, we've got the Sydney Prescott, we need the Dewey, and we need the Gale. And then obviously we need the 2 killers. So
yeah,
that's what we'll
definitely
do.
like complete the cast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, we can move on to Scream 4.
4, which
If you as long as you're still able to go, I don't want to.
Oh yeah. Oh,
We've been
I'm good.
streaming for a bit.
Okay. I feel like Scream 4 is very. I feel like I like Scream 4 a lot, definitely a lot better than 3, because it. I mean, we talked about it before, but I'm not a fan of like the opening. It was a little.
Yeah.
It was a little too much of like a oops, psych, this isn't it. Like it's almost kind of like what the second movie did, like trying to get like cameos. Like who can we get that's popular at the time?
Yeah, we got Kristen Bell. Let's go.
Yeah, Kristen Bell. Yeah, and then the one chick from like True Blood, whatever.
Yeah, she was Rogue though in X-Men, so I loved her. She was my favorite in X-Men.
Oh, well, I loved Rogue in the comic, but I just thought as a character in the Rogue got screwed.
No, absolutely, but I do love her in the first X-Men movie. I was fine with that because it's the first movie, so
it's the first. Yeah, she's still a
it's
child.
Fine. You can do more with that character, and then X-Men 3 decided not
do a damn thing.
If we ever do a tier list, I'm spoiling right now for X-Men. X-Men 3 is the worst. It's actually my least favorite movie of all time. I would say it's absolute horrendous garbage.
The third one's pretty bad.
It makes me visibly ill.
And I love the X-Men movies.
So, I do too. I do too.
Like the third one, there's something about the third film with films that are just like, ugh.
Yeah, but you know what?
At
least Scream 3 doesn't make me sick. Okay. At least Scream 3 makes me, like, oh hey, I'm having a good time. This is some stupid shit, and I'm having a good time with it.
You think you just gotta like, okay, it's was it Last Stand? Like, oh, just gotta get through it.
I just don't want to watch it.
When you get like when you get like
a
cold or something, when you get sick, it's like, just let it run its course. Just let it do its thing.
Exactly. To
Better things to come.
To quote Jordan, X-Men has become our Jason Blaha topic. This is supposed to be a large strip.
I mean,
a scrape strip.
Before we even streamed, we were talking Hunger Games.
Yes, that is true. I was telling Cali I had a Peter Mellark poster on my wall.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's true. I love him. I love that man. But yeah, so Scream 4.
Scream 4 was I don't know. It was a nice. I feel like it came back at a good time. Mm-hmm. Like for me with my like generation, because 2011
okay.
It came out.
Yeah.
And it was still during a time like when like certain things were still brand new, like live streaming was just kind of coming out there, and a whole new different type of technology that can be used, because this franchise really does, it goes by the technology of, just simply talking on the phone.
Yeah, I was in high school too at the time.
Mhm.
I graduated 2013,
Okay.
so I was in high school, and I could say too. I know when I was in high school, being gay and or
Mhm.
being having with all the people having different genders, that became a lot more
Mhm.
acceptable.
Yeah.
So that too, you get that bit with Robbie. I'm gay. I'm gay.
Yeah.
If that counts for anything. And then,
Yeah.
he
If
gets
that
stabbed.
counts for anything. Yeah.
And he
Stab,
gets
stab,
stabbed.
stab.
Yeah. I, I will say, I don't want to, and I don't want to cut you off, but I will say, so shut me up if you like, but I will say, for my opinion of Scream 4, what I really do love is, in my opinion, Scream 4 brings back the tone of Scream 1,
Mhm.
the more brutal, depressing sort of aspect to it. There's still the comedy of the original and the sequels, but the sequels really did feel a lot more comedic, 2 and
Yeah.
3.
It was like
But
like getting back to like the original recipe.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, the kills in Scream 4 are among the most brutal. Yeah,
Oh my
I
god.
mean, the killers are, not to spoil, but the killers are pretty great in Scream 4. I would personally put Scream
I would
4 in the top tier or the second tier. I'd personally put it in top tier, but that's just me.
I would put it me personally, I would put it in the second tier, because there's just just from the opening alone, it kind of pissed me off. But
Yeah, but
um
the thing is, for me, the opening is just that. It's just an opening. I feel like the rest of the movie easily makes up for that, in my
mm,
opinion. I don't want to have to use my token on this, but
you totally can, because I really do like um Jennifer Roberts. What's her name? Jennifer in it? Is it
Jenna, I
Jennifer?
believe.
Jenna?
No, Emma Roberts.
Emma.
Emma Roberts.
Emma!
Emma Roberts. Fucking Emma.
Fucking Emma.
Yeah, yeah. Emma Roberts is
Yeah,
great.
Emma Roberts. Jill,
Yeah,
because her last name is
Jill.
Roberts in the movie. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, Jill Roberts. No,
I do enjoy her character as a killer, because she represents what's going on around that time. Like, it's
shut
about
the
being
fuck
famous.
up, Trevor. Sorry.
Like, she's demented.
She is. She is among one of the most demented.
Like, I'm thinking like she's very close to like Billy tier.
Yeah. And we can definitely touch upon the killers. Let me change the tab. We got our two killers here, Charlie and sorry, Jill.
And Jill, yeah.
And I personally I'd put both of them in top tier. I love both of these killers.
Mm.
I feel, and obviously we can change them when I hear your opinion, but I'll just leave them here for now while
Mhm.
I kind of give my reasoning. With Charlie, for me, he had the screen time that these guys needed.
Yes.
You get to see enough of him where I
Okay.
really like that. He's got his sort of attraction to Kirby,
Mm-hmm.
who's great. I love Kirby.
Who doesn't like Kirby?
He's got his attraction to Kirby. He's got his friendship with Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see the new generation interact with the older generation.
Oh, I
Right?
love that in the classroom.
Yeah,
And all the posters that they have. Oh, it's great.
and his reveal is really good in my opinion. They
Hmm.
play where they play the where Steve in the first movie, where Kirby thinks she's saving his life and then he stabs her. And some people have even theorized that he didn't confirm she was dead. He kind of left her alive without confirming she was dead
Yeah.
because he had feelings for her. And I
Yes.
could definitely buy that.
I could buy that.
Because he was pissed. He's like, "You fucking stupid bitch, man."
Yeah, it's like now you make a move.
Yeah, and I can really be like, well, though, I do like you, Kirby, but so I won't give you the coup de grace, but
Yeah.
I'll just leave you bleeding out, and maybe we'll see you later, and spoiler. No, so I really plus I like Charlie. I think he's one of the more interesting characters in the movie. And I overall, I think the cast for Scream 4 is one of the better casts. I like Scream 4. I have a lot of fun.
I
with
really
this
do
movie.
too.
I
have to agree. I did really enjoy watching this in theaters, and I know that like a lot of people like didn't like it, so I was just kind of like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
like what did you expect? What did you want?
No, but it's like I said, and I always kind of say this. It's like kind of my running joke for the series. I feel like they made one which was just fantastic. Then they made two, and it's like, wow, that's a pretty solid sequel. Wow, a good sequel. Wow. And then they made Scream 3, and you're like, oh man. And the I feel like the creators were like, okay, people did not take the Scream 3, so we have one goal for any further sequels: just be better than Scream 3. If we can just do better than Scream 3, we're okay. We've made it.
We're in the clear.
We're in the clear, and I feel like so far every sequel has been better than Scream 3. I love Scream 3. It's hilarious to me. It's my like fun movie, but yeah. I do think I think Scream 4 was a really great return to that more depressing aspect. And plus,
it was very dark.
It's very dark, and it's really nice seeing Sydney. She's obviously, this is kind of her transition out of the spotlight. She's kind of still she's kind of, she's still like, I would say still the main character of Scream 4.
What was her book called? Like Out of Darkness or like something like that? That really did depict like what her character is. Like she is out of the darkness. She is past.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah, I love how like protective she is of Jill, because obviously she's been through this. She sees Jill with her boyfriend. And
boyfriend. Oh my god, yeah.
Trevor. I am not the girl you cheat on.
Fucking Trevor.
Fucking Trevor.
The fuck boy Trevor.
Yeah, no, it's just like, again, overall, I love the new character. I love Judy, or is it Officer? Here.
Deputy Judy.
Deputy Judy. I love Deputy Judy. She's one of my favorite characters in the later films. Yeah.
And a good red herring.
Ass.
Your lemon squares taste like ass.
Yeah, they don't, by the way. I know.
and I like that she was a red herring as well. That she had that moment with Sydney, like,
with Sydney,
you don't remember me, do you?
Yeah,
we were in theater together. What the fuck?
It's funny you say that, because the most recent viewing, I'm like, yeah, actually, with this scene, I can see how maybe some people would suspect her.
Oh, I totally did. I totally did at first.
Which I don't know. I don't remember who I suspected. I will say I didn't want it to be Charlie, because I really liked Charlie. I was like, oh, he's just, I guess for me, like, Charlie was a character that I kind of related to, just kind of like an awkward geek. Likes the pretty girl,
Yeah, they had some really good characters, and I think that's why I loved Kirby so much, because I identified with Kirby because like I didn't like I was more of a nerd than I let people let on, I guess, in high school in a way, because like I don't know, I was like a cheerleader, but like I also loved theater and I loved like
Yeah.
weird shit, and I didn't like, and I had like a lot of knowledge of certain things that most, when you think of like the cliche of, and I wasn't popular by any means, but
No.
it was nice to see someone who's like, oh my god, like this person like has all this knowledge that I have, and just totally fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know for me, like watching it, and you know, I mean, again, I kind of relate to Charlie because you have this beautiful girl. She's finally like making a move. I'm like, oh, this is like totally what would happen to me because I'm not like the alpha male type like Joran, you know.
Oh,
So
no
like
one is.
I'm definitely like the like okay, she's definitely got to make that first move. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when that scene is happening, I was like, wow, this is pretty sweet. I can relate to this. I really I hope Charlie and Kirby are the. I hope one of
really
these two are the
did.
killer.
I wanted them to be together so bad.
Oh, hey, Cat G. But
Catchy!
Cat G. No, but I do. I love. I did. I do. No. So, but yeah, so that's why I'd rank Charlie in top place. He's just a solid character in my opinion, and he does most of the killings in this movie.
Yeah.
And I think that definitely puts him up a spot.
It does. Like he
got
did
some
all the
great
work,
kills.
and this guy, he gets totally fucked at the end of it.
Yeah, no, he does. He gets totally fucked. I think it's because it harkens back to Billy and Stu,
Mhm.
where, and I mean, obviously, it's up for debate. I personally don't think Billy was going to betray Stu if he didn't have to. I feel like if he had to, he would. But I honestly don't think he would have betrayed Stu. I think he would have kept him around as
Yeah.
long as there was no danger to do that. I mean, maybe if he was worried that Stu would give shit away, he would. But
Yeah, I feel like as long as he had something on Stu,
I feel like
maybe.
he really would have just used Stu's attraction to him as leverage.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, this guy is into me, so I'll just he's useful. I mean, Stu's like, well, plan the sequel,
Yeah.
He's like, hell yeah, all right,
Let's do this. He's in it.
which would have been that would be a great like alternate. Maybe they'll do like a MCU type movie, alternate.
Like what if?
Where yeah, what if like if they'd gotten away and they planned the sequel?
Yeah.
It's just the rest of the Scream series from their perspective, like they're just writing the sequel.
That would be great.
Yeah, no, that would be hilarious. But yeah, as in this
Scream
case,
4 is pretty solid.
Yeah, Scream 4 is solid.
Yeah.
So that's my take on Charlie. Would you agree he's top tier?
I would put Charlie in with Mickey just because
Jesus.
Jesus.
Fucking
I would
you're just like killing me here, man.
I'm sorry.
You're not letting me have any wins. I'm saving. There is a killer here that I am saving my save spot for. I am bailing them out.
Good for you, because I don't see any in there.
Oh, fuck you.
You're gonna
paper thin walls. Goodbye.
Oh my god, I lost my headphones from all that. Just because he was manipulated by pussy. Jill probably gave him. I'm saying like Jill probably gave him some pussy. Sorry, that sounds vulgar.
That just went over there.
Yeah, that just went over there. Like, gave him something, and the fact that I think he was blinded he was pussy blind.
Yeah, blinded by the pussy.
Blinded by the pussy. Yeah. That's where I'll drop him down because of that.
I don't agree. Not with the pussy, but I believe he was definitely manipulated by a very good manipulator. You have to give Jill. She is a fantastic
Very good
manipulator. You have to give Charlie credit because she's a very good manipulator. I don't believe it was her pussy. I believe it was the relationship because Charlie really does strike me as somebody who wants a meaningful relationship.
Oh.
He was into Kirby, genuinely into Kirby for a long time.
So much so
that that's not happening. I could see Jill being like, "Hey, look, Trevor broke up with me. I'm heartbroken. I really need a win, and
that was his win.
A true relationship. I could see them kind of bonding one night over alcohol. Maybe she does seduce him, but I don't think on Charlie's perspective it was about the pussy. I really don't. Otherwise, I think he would have killed Kirby, and made sure she was dead. I don't think.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Look, I mean, this is
no.
right.
I we are see that.
We are cherry picking a sequel to a slasher movie. I get that, but hey, that's why I'm here.
Yeah. If he was really like that angry, then yeah, he would have totally annihilated Kirby. Like no crumbs left.
Yeah,
but
I think he genuinely.
I can see that.
For Kirby, I think he genuinely fell for Jill because, let's be honest, Jill is a very attractive young lady.
Yeah, she's very alluring. She's very she has the final girl.
She's good at playing innocent as well.
Yes.
So I can see Charlie really falling for that aspect,
she's
but also being like, "Wow, that's sexy that you can just kill people." Plus, again, Charlie does most of the kills again, so I think that. Gives him a certain quality. Again, I would rank him up here. But if you rank him down here, I mean, then
that's just where
and that's the thing. Obviously, where we would go, and we haven't had that issue yet. But if I ranked, say, somebody up here, and you rank them down here, they would by default go here
into the middle. Yeah,
that's fair. Obviously, I ranked him here. We ranked them down here, so I'm like, all right, we'll round down. But fair enough. Plus, I think it depends on the argument, and no offense, I think my argument was pretty solid.
It is pretty good. No, I will not deny you on that one.
So what about Jill? Where are we on Jill? I say again, Jill.
I think Jill's pretty top tier.
Yeah,
it's wanting the attention, but not doing any of the work.
So I'm going to move him here
because she made Charlie do all the work, but she wants to be the star, but she didn't want to put in the legwork.
Yeah,
she's lazy. She
is a bit lazy.
She's what they call like a lazy. Like when I'm thinking of. Okay, so
well, I would call her a queen. I would like she's just she's a queen and
she's
hey babe, do this for me, babe. Yeah, absolutely, babe.
Yeah, she's
absolutely my queen.
She's privileged. I don't say privileged, but she knows she has the power to do things, to manipulate people, so she uses it. So she's lazy. That's what she is, a lazy teenager who doesn't want to do the bare minimum, but will take the time to manipulate someone else to do her dirty work.
I can imagine Charlie being like, "Are you sure you don't want to come with me and do this kill together?" And you think she's like, "Charlie," she bats her eyes, "Charlie,
you're
Charlie,"
just so
and I'm batting
good
my eyes
at it.
right
you're just so Charlie, good at it.
Yeah, you're the best. Charlie, you should do it. Okay. He's kind of she's rubbing up against him, and he's kind of blushing because he's the blushing type. He's like, okay, and I kind of moved him here because I like him better than these two. So I'm doing the order of likes within.
I gotcha. So left but right. I think what made Jill so great, I guess, for me and my generation, I was in my 20s. When this came out, this was like the younger generation where all you have to do is, and she says it in her monologue, you just have to have fucked up shit happen to you in order to be famous.
Gotcha. That's my
You
jam
know?
for when I'm not paying attention to what you're saying. No.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Shit happens.
Oh shit.
No. When Cali goes off into one of her monologues, shit happens. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
No, the gotcha is my favorite. I think that's my favorite. Gotcha. Or the munch. We're gonna do as munch as we can. So yeah, I agree. I think Jill is definitely she's lazy, but she's also really motivated. You know, as she's a motivated manipulator. I mean, it takes skill to get people to do what you want, and she does it. I mean, so I agree. She's very Billy-like. You know,
yeah.
I like Billy more.
Absolutely.
I just but I give her credit. She's remains the closest Ghostface to have gotten away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong here.
No.
She.
I was a fan.
Yeah.
I was a fan.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
Clear.
Claire.
Fucking Gale Weathers. Yeah.
So bad.
I would say the MVP of the movie, but what's the point? You already know who the MVP is.
Your MVP is always going to be Gale.
It's always going to be Gale.
It's a Gale show here.
Which she is. She's fun. It's like we said earlier in the stream.
Well, she figured it out.
She's fantastic in this movie.
Yeah.
And,
like she went back to like her, like it's like she went back to like the like being in the I'm trying to think of like something to say, like in the trenches of not being, because she's not who she was back then. This is when she's really going through like a hard, like she's pretty still, like she's not on an up, you know, she doesn't have anything going on right now. She's trying to write a book, but it's like not happening.
Yeah.
So she really does go through this, like, this is like, it's almost like she might be my favorite Gale. It's like a mature, more, like, I realize that my life is not where it is right now, but I don't know. Something about her as an adult like this,
I agree.
I resonate with.
And like from a personal, for me, this is honestly where she's like, for me, at her sexiest.
Yes.
Because she has that sort of mature thing going, obviously, you know, she's older now. But it is compelling because with 3, obviously, and honestly, if there's one thing I do like about 3, I mean, besides the other things I do like about 3, genuinely, I like where it leaves off with her and Dewey. Mm-hmm. I know it won't work. You know it won't work. Will you marry me? You know, and they do. They give it a try, and you see here, they're married, but there's still that disconnect. They're 2 different people, and she's just in that place where Scream 3 was kind of her heyday. You know, obviously, Scream 3 was 11 years earlier, and it works on a meta level too, because Courtney Cox, she was a younger woman then. You know, now she's an older woman, and it's not necessarily her heyday anymore. And that's not a shot at Courtney Cox. Cox was terribly sexy in 2011. No, absolutely. I fucking love her. I love Gale. She's my rock.
It's just a horrible thing that happens with the industry.
Yeah.
You know, and not just the industry, but in real life too, which makes it more relatable. Like, you don't have to be in Hollywood to understand that once you get to a certain age, less things happen for you.
Yeah.
Which is why I love the movie The Substance so much.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I'm sorry.
Well, I figured you didn't.
Well, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
I like The Money Pit. That is my answer. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't seen any of that. I was just quoting Peter Griffin. No, I do like that about Scream though. Is it doesn't abandon its original characters. You know, there's still love for the original characters,
Yes.
despite the fact that starting in Scream 4, they start to go in a different direction. Scream 4 is really, I think, the swan song of the original three. And in Scream 5, obviously, we take it off in a new direction. And I do like that Gail still, she's still out there kicking ass, taking
And she knows. Like, what she say? Like, you ever heard the term? Like, I wrote the book on it. Like,
I wrote the book on it.
I literally wrote the book.
Yeah. No, I like the what I did like in Scream 4 was, and unfortunately it's unfortunate that the later films there's not any more of that so far, is the team up between Dewey and Gale. It's the power couple. It's just such a compelling team up. Again, it's my favorite part of Scream 2 when they're just working together. And it's, you can throw the script out of the window when those two are on screen together because the chemistry is just that amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they are just so in sync, and I think they like to force the real life or whatever, but the chemistry is just still so amazing, even in Scream 5.
So cool.
So just, I'm like, any scene where it's just Dewey, I'm like, I could honestly just watch a full Scream movie where it's just Dewey and Gale being
absolutely
like a couple, just like having arguments or whatever, just being a couple. And, oh, hey, Ghostface shows up every once in a while.
Oh yeah. They're there too.
yeah. So they're there too. But I do love that, and I think 4 did a really great job at showing where these characters were. It's great that Dewey's finally getting that respect.
Yes,
the sheriff, you know. 3,
finally,
he kind of showed his stripes in 3, right? 3 finally gave him a win.
Yeah.
If I'll give Scream 3 credit for anything, they finally gave Dewey a kill. They let him take out the bad for once.
Yeah. It's funny because like David Arquette is just a shameless thing. Like I waited on him once when I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings like years ago.
Oh man.
He's so quiet and is just so nice, just a person in general.
Oh well, I mean that's nice to know. I mean that's always good.
He just wanted some chicken wings and just to hang out and not be bothered. It's like fuck yeah, dude, I get it.
That's great to hear. I'm really good at separating art from the artist, but it is always nice when you hear like, oh, this guy actually really is genuine.
Such a cool dude.
I like, so that is nice to hear because Dewey is like a really just nice guy. I mean, when you think about it, like everybody's kind of got different reasons for being in the movie. Dewey's reason is always he just wants to save people. He just wants to help everybody make it through.
Yes. He has the best intentions. It's like he doesn't have like a selfish bone in his body.
No. Deputy Dewey oozes with an experience.
Oozes with an experience.
I love that. I love that quote.
Yeah.
No, so it was nice, and of course, with Sydney, I love how protective she was of Jill, and then I love how when she found out Jill was the killer, that immediately just disappears, and she's like, "Oh fuck this bitch! I guess I am the main character."
yeah. Don't fuck with the original, like she says.
I love the bit where Jill is talking to Dewey, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just so sad about Sid. Oh, don't worry. The doctors, she's still in surgery, and it's touch and go, but the doctors think she's got a real good chance of making it."
Oh God! And the matching scars that she'll have with Gail. Like, how the fuck did you know she got hit in the shoulder?
Yeah, no, she got cocky. Which
she did.
Sydney even said, "You'll mess up. They always do."
They always do. Yep.
I love Sydney. She's wonderful.
She's the best.
She's the best. So we agree. Jill is top tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Scream 4, I personally rank it up here. It's I like it better than Scream 2, definitely. But
I definitely like it better than Scream. Well, I like it better than Scream 3. I wouldn't say like Scream 2, but
Yeah,
I
you're-
might skip, like, if I were to like watch all of them but not really like think about it, if I didn't have to do any type of like research, I would maybe skip 3 and just go to 4.
Well, that's awful.
But that's
why
my
wouldn't you want to watch Scream 3? It's the best one, Callie.
Oh God.
No. in fact, I suffer through the first 2 just so I can get to the third.
Just so you can get to 3.
Yeah. I'm watching Scream 1. It's like Gail in Scream 1. That's me watching Scream 1. I'm like, boring.
Ugh, boring. A 3-second delay.
Oh man. So I believe we're ready to move on. Unless you have anything else to say, we can move on to our wheel and to our next.
Yeah, I would say let's do the wheel. I don't think I'll be able to get through the last 2 tonight.
Yeah, we can definitely. If you're down, we can definitely.
I would like to do like a second one, a part 2 for sure, because I'm still a little under the weather, and I want to make sure that I get enough sleep. But I really so badly wanted to do this, so I'm glad that we got it going.
I've been having a fucking blast. So
this has been so fun.
I'd be more than happy to
Yeah.
get on. I still haven't used
Put a
my
pin in it.
I haven't used my save a
Yeah, we
friend
still
yet.
have. Yeah, we don't have a saving throw yet.
No, I think I think we've had some disagreements, but
a little bit,
I'm
but
waiting,
we've been.
Yeah,
for the most part on the same page, but I like the difference. I think that's the best part for me is when there's a difference.
No, it's always fun because the arguments are fun.
Yes,
having the sort
debate.
Of, it's like with Charlie there, where I'm
like,
oh, hang on a minute. But all right, so we can definitely wheel. Why don't we do this? Why don't we reveal one of the killers?
Right? Okay. Yes.
Let's reveal one of the killers. We'll say the chaotic killer. All right?
The chaotic, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Chaos, right? Or Mrs. So let's go ahead and do that.
Are you at the screen yet?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Here we go.
And it is Patrick Teacup Ireland. You are our chaos killer.
Patrick!
Surprise, Sydney.
Surprise, Sydney. It's a Scream, baby.
You're our Stu Mocker, our Amber Freeman. You're our just chaos incarnate. And
I can see that.
So I might have spoiled my other favorite killer there, but chaos incarnate.
Yes.
But yeah, that is you, Pat. Fantastic.
That's great. I like that.
I love your Lord. I love you. I love your Lorne voice. You and your sexy ass Lorne voice can get it, but that's neither here nor there. So that was great. We'll have the video to remind us of that. But yeah, I think that will wrap us up for part 1.
Yeah.
Callie, if there's anything else you'd like to say.
No, just thank you for doing this. I mean, I'm glad that we were able to finally connect, because we both love movies, but not just movies, horror films. So it's nice to go into a different part of my brain that I love.
Yeah.
And talk about that, because I don't have a crazy amount of IRL friends who are big in horror films, so it's nice to find someone.
No, I can't speak like this about Scream with anybody.
No.
I mean, I have my best friend, but he lives out of state, so
yeah. I mean, I have Jirok. We're pretty for the most part, we see things in somewhat the same. We have the same eye, but not a whole lot. So that's what makes it fun. Not a whole lot. So that's what makes it fun for us.
It just, I mean, this was wonderful. I really do appreciate you agreeing to come on, because I love our interactions. You're one of my favorite people in this community, and I just love our interactions. And I
do too. I really love how open you are to watch more films, and
I'm trying.
Honestly, no, it feeds me so much, because it's just you know, because you can tell people like, oh yeah, you know, you got to watch this, and they never do, kind of thing. Which I can be the same, you know. Like,
No,
oh no,
I'm the same way.
yeah, I won't ever watch this. But when someone does and you know breaks it down, I love it.
No, and I'm just happy. I mean, even you'll be like, you and other people will discuss movies in chat, and you know I'll do that too. But then I'll bring it back to Scream. Like anyway, so I'm watching Scream again, or here's a Matthew Lillard Scream gift.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm like, sometimes I feel guilty because I'm like, all right, I know I
Don't.
already spoke about Scream like 12 times this month, but Scream 1, guys.
Yeah, Scream 1, right, guys? Yeah.
Scream 5, anybody? No. No, but no. So it is. I don't want to keep us any longer, but it is just an absolute privilege to have you on, and
This
I'm
was so
definitely
fun.
looking forward to Scream, to the continuation.
Yes.
We've got 2 more movies. We'll bang it out when we. Yeah. You're on the thing. Sign the list.
Yeah,
you're not cast yet. We've got some roles though, so hopefully
you're safe for now, Clay.
Yeah, we'll find a role for you hopefully. But we got a few names.
Yeah.
You and I still haven't had a role in the movie, so
No, not yet.
We'll figure that out. We'll have to.
Yeah.
Figure that out. All right, everybody. I think that'll wrap us up. Thank you all for coming. We love you. Watch Scream. It's good for the soul.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.